But I say unto you, love your enemies. Bless them that curse you. Do good to them that hate you. And pray for them which despitefully use you and persecute you.
Which is the first commandment of all?
Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy might, and with all thy strength. This is the first and great commandment, and the second is like unto it. Thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two commandments hang all the law and the prophets.
Master, thou hast said the truth. There is one God, and none other but He. And to love Him with all the heart, and with all the understanding, and with all the soul, and with all the strength, and to love his neighbor as himself, is more than all the whole burnt offerings and sacrifices.
Thou art not far from the kingdom of God.
Thou art far from the kingdom of God. Me too, Hope. I hope as well. I'm not too far. Not too far.
It sounds like it's right down the street, dude, right on the corner.
Well, it's right in the corner, man. Exactly. Barbara said that, morning, Roger, Ryan, chilling, Mike. Thank you for waking Peter. Oh, I thought Barbara was saying thank you to Roger and Ryan for waking me up. Right, I get you. No, I was already awake.
Oh, no, not this time.
Yeah, I will do. Do you know something? I set my alarm to get up for that one because I did my stream last night. It's normal. I was tired, so I had to go to sleep for a bit. I set my alarm, and I woke up as it was finishing. So I will have to watch it because I just went straight back to sleep. I can't believe my alarm didn't wake me up. I must have been tired because the slightest noise wakes me up. My alarm didn't wake me up. But yeah, it's a scene that there was three guys that scene. It just as it was finishing. Obviously, it was Ironworks, Butthard, and some other dude. That's all I got to see, and then it finished. So yeah, I'll have to check it. I will check it, Barbara, without a doubt. It would be to check it.
So if I'm breaking into your house, PG, I better be like a ninja.
Yeah. They got Butthard, really?
What's going on with this banner where the writing is like it's not centered in it. It does monotony.
No.
I don't know why he's doing that. I take it down when it does that. It does monotony. When I'm a bit pedantic that way. Things ain't symmetrical. I'm not good with it. Anyway, good to see you guys in chat. We've got 6 yes. Let's see who's here. Roger, Barbara, obviously, chilling. Ryan.
Jeffrey's in.
Ryan. Roger Ledwell is it again, right? Mike Van Dyke, good to see you, bro.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
Don't forget Jeff Gaffhead.
I am going down the list. I know how to go from top to bottom.
Hang on, Roger. Give him a second.
No, let me get to it fast. Hello, Jeff Gasshead.
There you
were
go.
the last one in the list. Sorry, dude.
I'm at the wrong part of the list. I'm looking at it different.
And you're looking the other way around. Vicky does that
it's
to me.
It's my dyslexia.
Vicky does that to me as well. Like she starts saying, "You forgot Jeff. You forgot this." I says, "I haven't forgot him. I'm just going down the list. I might not necessarily."
You'll break their heart. They'll run away and never come back if you don't mention.
I know.
Oh no.
And the final Roger and Brian. Good.
I would hope that wouldn't be the the deal breaker. Not calling you out.
I'm just going to say, yes, today is not scriptural or anything. It's just something I picked up by title. I just picked it by title, and I thought, yeah, let's have a look. And it's called Town Vanishes, the reason why it's disturbing. Well, I don't know the reason why because I don't watch these videos before. So if it's really disturbing, it's the other person's opinion that's disturbing at this point. my point.
That's your disclaimer.
Stuff because I haven't watched it.
Disturbing that someone thought this could be possible.
Yeah.
Da, da, da.
So I don't know what it's like. I haven't got a clue. It's not scriptural today. Just tell me when to stop. It's only about half an hour long. If we finish it, I'll put something else.
We'll take it apart, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. So I don't know what it's got like. I haven't got a clue. Illogical observations. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you.
Wow, we're getting more.
YouTube
Nice.
finally updated. Updated what? You know, sometimes YouTube updates, like someone says, "Oh, have you got the new version of YouTube? It does this and does that." And then I'm like, "Oh, no." And then as soon as it starts doing it, everybody else has gone back to normal again. Like, "Oh, no, it's gone back to the way it used to be." I'm like,
yeah, they do that a lot. They change it and then everybody complains so much. They change it back again.
They change it back. It's crazy, isn't it?
Don't just get it like they want it and leave it, you know?
Right. That's it. I mean, it's easier. It's perfect. I mean, YouTube. I'm not saying YouTube's perfect, but I mean, the way it's laid out, it's easy enough as it is. Stop changing it and hiding things here and hiding things there just to give people something to hunt about for. People want things at hand, quick and easy. You know what I mean? Just press that and it works. You know, if I don't
be able to brainwash us in one final stroke and not have to work at it, I know.
Yeah.
If I press a button, it doesn't work. If I press a button and it doesn't work, I want to know why. I mean, why doesn't it work if I press that button?
Why not? Why should it work?
Because it told it to work.
Why do they call them smartphones when they keep making mistakes? And why do they spell check everything that you don't want them to?
PJ,
I put Nathan's latest little clip up there in the chat if you want to look at it right quick. It's funny as hell.
Nathan. And what, in the private chat?
No, in the front.
Oh, in the front? You mean YouTube chat?
Yeah.
At the top. Okay, let's
in the chat.
Quick look at that one. This might be the one I seen last night. I don't know.
This morning.
Yeah. I seen that last night. Yeah, well, to you it's this morning, to me it's last night.
Yeah.
That's fine. All right. There we go. We'll have a look at it. How long is this one? That's 8 minutes long. Okay, let's start off with this one, then we'll get into the video.
Okay. I thought you might want to take a pop at it.
Yeah, why not? I don't mind it. I like these little things from Ethan. Especially if he gets the truth to some of them, even if they don't take it in straight away, at least they're hearing. But it'd be better if he was coming from a Jesus point of view, but he's not Christian, so
too bad we couldn't follow them afterwards.
It'll bring him closer to God.
Oh, hopefully. I mean, hopefully he starts seeing the truth. That in that aspect, you know, I know he sees the flat earth truth, obviously. But to me, it's just knowledge if it doesn't bring you to Christ. There we go.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's share it. Presente.
Now.
Okay, let's give it a wee like. And I will put Nathan's link in, but I can't see anybody in here not being, do you know what I mean? If they know him, they've already subscribed. And change me putting his link in. He's usually promoting me.
I'm the only exception.
Fair play. Well, yeah. Absolutely. Anyway, let's see what he's saying. Let's see who he's flat smacking this time. I seen it. Yeah,
Kojak's on the way.
I seen a little bit of this one. I didn't watch it all. It's because it was probably because I was drifting.
We'll play it for God.
I watched it. Yeah.
Right. Am I sharing? Are we all good? Yeah, we're all good. I understand.
Yo, so you don't even know if the Earth is flat or what?
Yeah, that's how it's measured.
Oh, he's buzzed his hair.
Who's mate?
Circle. It's all flat.
Yeah, it's all flat.
It's fine, isn't it?
I'm a YouTuber.
Really? Yo, I'll check out your channel, man. What's your channel's name?
Nathan Oakley 1980.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Oh,
like
right.
He pronounces all his words fully with his mouth, like he's worried that somebody that's deaf wouldn't be able to read his lips.
Yeah. I think he's afraid of his teeth, dude. He doesn't show them. So.
Oh, is that what it is?
Anyway, I'm just saying that guy, that young kid, the way he was talking, rotted. It's sad.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's so funny, Captain. I don't believe it. You don't believe it.
Can I finish what I'm going to say fast?
On time.
I always, because when you do that, I forget what I'm saying. Anyway, I was going to say the way he sounds, he's doing that rot and that. That's what all the kids sound like around here, So, in his accent does sound a little mid England, like West Midlands, where I live, not where I'm from, but where I live. It kind of sounds like it's from around here. And Nathan, he's kind of not far from here either. You know what I mean? Yeah, I wasn't having a go, Ryan. It's just I forget what we've got to say.
So you're saying he's from Fresborough? Yeah, that's where you're from?
No. Fraserburgh is where I'm from. I'm saying where I'm living now, it sounds like that's the accent he's got. Oh, no, I wouldn't talk like that where I'm from. That's pure English. But it's just straight. The way he's talking straight when he went rotted. Obviously, that originally is patois. It's Jamaican, so like broken French, English,
The
Jamaican
English.
sort of thing, patois. And rotted. It comes from rascal.
So he's quite a mutt.
Yes, absolutely. But that's what happens nowadays. All language gets all slang and colloquial gets mixed up, and you get patois. You know what I mean? You get that Somali in there. You know what I mean? It all gets intermingled together and squished up and called something.
You should hear the country boys around here, dude. You won't be able to understand them.
Well, that's it. We've all got our dialects that is like nobody understands it. It's like, what's he saying, man? Some people with your own dialect, just because the way they talk, it's like, hold on, I don't understand what that dude's saying, man. What is he saying? And then you hear it all along, he's actually saying the same as what you are. I'm like, what? You get used to that thing.
What do you say?
Exactly, dude, exactly.
Yeah, this kid here, he actually catches on, though. He gets it quick. Then
no, it's good. I seen by that little opening clip.
Really?
He seems like he's getting it quickly, didn't he? It's still strange. It's still strange seeing Nathan Minogue here, but
Kojak.
Yeah, it is. It's really strange. Not that I think there's anything wrong with it. I'm just saying it shocked me a little bit.
No, exactly. But Kojak.
But I know it's been falling out, so I can see why he's just going to give up on it. Yeah, usually you do.
Instead of a lollipop, he's got a roll up.
Well, he looks pretty good with bald head. He's different, but he don't look bad. I mean, he's a decent looking dude, so he can get away with it.
I know.
It takes a little bit to get used to. Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, it does.
Anybody you're used to seeing with hair, once they get it shaved off, especially.
Well, it's not really that he had hair; it's that it was a moppy kind of hair, and then for him to cut it off is just odd. Yeah, it's just weird for me too.
Especially,
well, he knows he's going bald, dude.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And at some point, you just kind of go, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna cut it off and not worry about it.
Go with it, man.
Especially if it gets down to the wood. Especially if it gets taken down to the wood. Once it's down to the wood, it's like, whoa, that's a big difference.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
But when it only grows on the sides, yeah, it gets embarrassing. But meanwhile, you got all this hair sticking out of your back, the back of my shirt sticking out.
It'd be weird, like if Ryan was to turn up to Flax's tonight and he had a full head of hair, like long down to his shoulders, and it was real hair, we'd think, whoa, what a difference, wouldn't we? Because we're used to seeing him bald.
Yeah. I don't think I'd recognize
that. Yeah. It wouldn't be real hair, but I could arrange it.
No, I know.
My grandmother has a lot of wigs, man. She's got some cool stuff over there.
Knew it, dude. Knew it.
I was there today, too.
Nice. Right, let's see this dude get flats back.
All right.
Sure. Tenny, so what do you do on YouTube then?
So on YouTube, I debate cosmology with people. On here, I do something slightly different with people like you.
Okay. See that.
So what I do on here with people like you tilt your camera down just 2 inches.
Oh Lord, I'm gonna be on YouTube, innit?
Probably. Depends how this next conversation.
Look at him all like.
Yeah, we're not necessarily gonna put you on if you're no good. You're not entertaining.
You're on YouTube, buddy.
Dude, you can make up your own channel and just put anything up there.
Yeah, I know. Well, some people don't realize that yet. Obviously.
I know, it's good though. It's good.
I'm gonna be on YouTube? No way.
But I just want to see your face. I want to see your reaction. What I do on here is I tell people like yourself that they're part of a religion they were taught in school that they were just unaware of.
Okay, I can't lie. I think my school was Christian.
Not what I mean.
What would you mean by that then?
Okay, so in school, you would have been taught a religion known as heliocentrism. Ring any bells? No? Okay.
What?
If I break down the Roman Catholic churches...
Isn't it mad that a lot of people nowadays haven't even heard of the word heliocentrism?
Yeah, that's
true. They just
realized that the culty or religion, even before I realized that, I still knew the word heliocentrism and what it related to, you know?
Yeah. Well,
because I watch a lot of science channel. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not. They're listening to their teachers in school, and they're not going to flat out tell them that they're in a religion.
Well, that's it.
Most of these kids aren't going to know about it.
Of course. But not even knowing the word heliocentrism. It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't even realize that. Yeah, they don't even realize what it is.
I know. Not even the actual definition for it. You know, the actual definition. I'm not sure about.
Right.
This model, you'll be familiar with it when I tell you what you would have been taught. So you would have been taught that you're on a ball moving around the sun. Does that sound familiar?
Yeah, it actually does. Yeah.
That's your religion.
I'm still confused about that.
Okay. So get this right, because on the last couple of videos,
you can see that he's a kid. Well, not a kid, young man that likes to learn. He likes to listen. He's like, oh, this is interesting. Tell me. You know?
Well, he already thinks the moon landings are fake and stuff already.
Well, that's good. That's a good start. It's a good start. You know what I mean? Uncle Festa, I just realized.
Not enough, but it's a good start. Yeah.
No, it's not.
Well, he thinks the ISS isn't up there neither. So.
Fair play. Yeah. It's a good start. Okay. Not enough, but a good start.
Well, I've been a bit vague and people have moaned at me. About 500 years ago, a guy called Copernicus came up with a model that put the sun at the center and the earth moving around it, otherwise known as heliocentric. Now, over the next couple of hundred years, they refined that model till about 300 years ago, where we reached the point that we've got what you were taught in.
I wouldn't dare, Barbara. I wouldn't dare tell you what to do. Never dare. Oh, Vicky, I don't tell him what to do. I just ask. No, there's not like me and Vicky. There's no trouser wearing or anything like that. It's just
trouser.
Like,
what?
Trousers? Yeah, we don't wear trousers.
But no, don't wear skirts neither.
No, look, Barbara said it's been a long time since anyone told me what to do. I don't take kindly.
Enough money, I'll do anything.
Yeah, get GoFundMe together for the target of 10 grand, and for that price of 10 grand, I will tell Barbara what to do just for one day. I'm only joking, Barbara. Not even for 10
Barbara says
who's going to tell Barbara?
A very smart man.
I'm only joking. Mm-hmm. I know. Right, anyway, let's go.
In school, as the world, as a ball flying around the sun.
Yeah.
So let me ask you a question. Up until 20 seconds ago, were you under the misapprehension that there were men floating around?
Luke, good to see you, brother. Good to see you, man.
Hey,
around in the sky?
Because it's not scriptural today, Luke. This is just a quick clip of Nathan doing his flat smacking, and then we're doing some town vanishing thing. Don't know what it's like.
Well, don't make it sound like it's not interesting. We're still fun.
Oh no, it's still. I'm just saying it's not scriptural. Scriptural today.
Don't sell us out, PJ. Come on.
He's already threw us under the bus.
It's still entertaining, damn it.
Absolutely.
You didn't believe in trips to the moon and men in spacesuits? You didn't believe that?
No, I don't really, I'll be honest.
Oh, fair enough. Well, you're halfway there already.
That's fair play. No, I wouldn't say halfway.
He's got a long way to go from that.
Very good start. It's a very good start. Some people have just got that intuition, and they see the old footage and think, "Come on, that's someone taking that's someone with a camera taking a picture of a TV." You know what I mean? That's camera taking a picture of a camera taking a picture.
It's a ghost space man.
Yeah, most people can admit when it's a dupe. You know, they'll be like, "That's obviously not true."
Of course,
yeah, but
of course.
You ought to be able to admit a little bit of something. If you can't admit at least that, there's something wrong with you. You're biased. Too biased.
Of course. Oh, yeah. If you can't, exactly. I mean, I had no problem with the moon landings were fake, but I still believed that the moon was out there. I still believed possibly
they still landed there. They just didn't do it when they said they did. They must have got aliens there, and they couldn't show us that. So
I
decided to lie.
I possibly thought they could get to it, but they just didn't. They just made it up because of the space race. That's what I thought.
The more you look into it, the more you look. It's almost impossible, dude. Even the Russians say they can't land on it. So,
we had telescopes. Anybody could have just looked at the moon when it was partly full, when they were supposedly there, and they would have seen the damn ship on the moon. Come on.
Absolutely.
And no one saw that. No one's got footage of it. No one's got video of it, so it didn't exist. It didn't happen.
Exactly.
Therefore, what other conclusion would you come to except somebody tricked you and told you a lie?
Well, there's some people who don't care that much to even look into it, though. That's what they count on.
Well, that's fine, but don't get upset with me because I'm against it and I think that it's bullshit. Just say, well, hey, he might be right. I mean, and then walk away. What other kind of like response would you have except for, hey, you might be right? Who knows? You know, like if it sounds logical, why not? I mean, why is it so hard to believe some crazy thing just because you know?
The true believers have to have the moon landing. They have to have NASA. They have to have the space race.
No, they don't.
It's patriotic, dude. Look
if they were a true believer, they wouldn't believe anything men told them, so I'd be done with it.
Yeah, good to see it.
It ain't printed in the Bible. Don't worry about it. You know, what are you scared of? You got nothing to lose except maybe some heartache. You know, no worries.
Anyways,
that's weird, though. Think about it.
Okay, well, I'll skip that part then. What I will say is there's one good reason, should anybody ever ask you the same question, to not believe that there are men in space. So gas, like you're breathing, do you smoke or vape?
Yeah, I smoke, yeah.
Right, when you breathe out, although smoke isn't necessarily gas particles, but you appreciate that the smoke or gas dissipates into the area, right?
Yeah.
Well, gas, as a law of nature, will always do that. It's called entropy. Gas fills space. So if the sky was a vacuum, the gas you're breathing would fill the space. Make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
So space and everything they claim to have in it.
Yeah, I mean, he's picking it up. He's picking it up. He definitely, at least he's interested. At least he's interested.
It gets better, dude.
Good. That's brilliant, man.
That's why he made a video, I think.
I like seeing that. It's good to get him in there.
I mean, you don't get on the show unless you go along with it. Right?
Oh, some of them get on the show for loving corn too.
Well,
corn. Oh boy.
Yeah, corn.
Yeah.
Are you trying to say that you don't like corn?
I'm not saying I don't like corn.
You don't like corn? That's fine, man.
It's all good with me. I love corn.
I love sweet corn.
Put some butter on it.
Trips to the moon, orbits, the ISS, all fake.
Now you actually say that does make sense.
It's all lies. Part of a religion. You just never knew it. They taught it you in school, along with a vast majority.
That's what I like when the penny drops. That's what I was like on the flat earth.
You saw this
when I was listening to.
But are you really looking at Nathan's face and thinking about if you were the one saying this, would you be looking at the guy like, I don't know. Nathan kind of like he has this smirk on his face all the time. It's just like he can't help it, you know. Like
that's the way
he's feeling. He's duping the kid. He's making the kid real, but you can see it in his face that he's reacting. He's like, "Oh, I got one on the hook." You know, it's funny.
Yeah, of course he does. Guess who's in the background on the chat? It's your favorite QE.
Oh, dude.
It's QE. It's QE.
I told you, I don't have a problem with John. I just don't like QE.
No, he's your favorite, dude. I'm just saying.
No,
I wasn't saying anything else.
QE called me an abject moron.
I know.
He called me an abject moron just because I coughed.
See, PJ doesn't have a problem with me. This is the way QE is. He's an asshole.
Yeah, I know. I haven't got a problem with him. I haven't got a problem with him. It's just because I coughed. He made a complaint that Flats is saying some abject moron coughed right in my ear when I was trying to listen to you. He didn't mute. It was me.
Yeah, I was in their chat this morning. He wasn't getting what I was talking about this morning, so he's off in his own world, dude.
Yeah, it's man. Yeah. Anyway, that's what I'm saying. That's what I like about this boy. He's interested. That's what I was saying. That's what I like when the penny drops. When you get that click, it's like, you saying that? Just me. That's what I was thinking. That's just confirmed that type of. I love that feeling when you just revelation. When your revelation is confirmed, not just getting the revelation itself. When it's confirmed.
Well, when you make them start to think about it, they're like, "Well,
absolutely."
When you get one that actually puts it to it.
Aye.
I just like talking to honest people that are actually listening to what you have to say and give you an actual response from the heart, not just what they got from McToon's website.
Your favorite.
My favorite. He's not my
The
favorite at
Western
all.
world. It's called the One World Religion.
Absolutely, mate. Always a great moment when the penny drops. Always.
New world order.
Yeah.
Yo. Now you say that, yeah. Well, oh my. I actually have no words. I'm speechless, man. I'll be real.
Well, there you go. Now you find out something new every day. You've just found out that you're part of a mass religion that you never knew you were a part of, called heliocentrism.
Crazy. That is crazy.
Congratulations, son.
Else?
Yeah, go on.
The Roman
Give
Catholic
yourself
Church that gave
pat on
you
the
your
back.
religion that you were a part of until 20 seconds ago, in order to make that idea of being on a ball, the way they make it is by measuring the ground with elevation angles to the stars. So you measure the angle that the star is with respect to the horizon. That's called an elevation angle. You take angle measurements to stars like the North Star, Polaris, and with those measurements, you can make a...
Oh my days!
It circles Uranus.
Mate. Oh my days, mate. That's when people. that's a common. That's a common expression, right? Oh my.
I'll start calling him Cue Ball. Nathan. Oh, Cue Ball.
Oh my days, yeah.
I'm kidding, Nathan.
He's playing snooker.
You know what kind of reminds me of now?
He's probably watching right now. Going, I'm gonna get there someday.
He might be in the audience.
Yeah, he might be. You never know. Let me, Nathan.
Hey,
No,
Nathan,
no,
how's it going? You look like Kojak.
No, you know, it reminds me of now when you see that movie with Robert De Niro, Taxi Driver.
I'd be like, look, we're twins.
Oh yeah, I see.
Taxi Driver. When you see him dead. Yeah. Anyway, let's get this fun.
Right.
a ball.
This one.
Yeah. So you measure Earth flat with angles to stars, and with those measurements, you can mathematically create a ball to stand on.
Yo, so you don't even know if the Earth is flat or what?
Yeah, that's how it's measured.
Wow.
Have you never thought about things like sea level, surface level, eye level?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
Thinking,
Is that genuine? Like,
it made sense in the past that he thought, well, why didn't I see
It's
that?
it's almost like he's exaggerating it, but he may be that dumb, dude. I mean, that bright to make that expression.
Yeah, absolutely.
how many times in your history of flat smacking or sharing with whatever you want to call it have you had this response from a normal person? Ever?
Just once.
The
Never.
the last two people I talked to, they
Just
actually they broke right down and did about the same thing, dude.
No, just once. Just once I've had it. Just once.
I must just not know how to pick people, I guess.
I
Because
suppose.
every person I've ever even brought the subject up to literally wanted to get violent with me over it. I was like, what the hell is going on here? Like,
Also,
like how
once-
dare you talk shit about your own country and that they would fake something like that? I'm like, dude, get out of here with that shit, bro. Like, go on. Don't
The
twist
guy
the
who
knife,
hooked
bro.
up-
You already stabbed me in the back. You know, like, don't twist the knife.
I'll
please.
get East channel. I'll get East channel. I did put it up earlier.
Yeah.
There's a lot of douchebags around here, I guess.
Hold on a minute.
You're in California,
Hold
dude.
on a minute. I'm talking. I didn't realize. I thought, Luke, you would have heard of Nathan Oakley. I thought everybody had. But anyway, I'll give you a link anyway. This is not what he does all the time. He does a debate show. This is only what he's doing, like for little videos and stuff like that. And he's going around flat smacking people on Omi TV. It used to be called Omegle. But no, he runs a debate every day.
Yes, he does.
So every day at 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. GMT. He goes on the same time as me. That when I go on in the afternoon, not at this time. It's usually like in the afternoon. But yeah, 2 p.m. GMT. That's his link for. That's a link for this video that'll take you to his channel. Yeah. 20. Yeah. I can't believe he's got 26,000 now. I remember. I'm sure the last time I looked, it was 16,000. That must have been.
He's 26 now, dude. Yeah.
I know that. I've known that for the past week or so. But wow, I can't believe he's got some ads.
Is that a lot?
But he said he did say he's been going at it 10 years. He should have more. But we're putting the truth out there. When they put truth out there, they don't like it. So yeah, the subs.
Because of Dave McKeegan and Fireman Dan.
It's all their fault.
Oh, they'll get plenty. They'll get plenty.
Well, that's because they just push them. That's all.
Well, that's it.
They're pushing the drug.
PG beat me to it. Yeah.
Nice.
Right, let's get there. Nathan's
All mixed match.
video.
All level, isn't it?
All
That's how they build on the ground.
All
That's
level.
how we navigate it. That's how we mapped it.
That is crazy. Now you actually say that.
Why is
I
it
think it's
looking?
built in a circle. It's all flat.
Yeah, it's all flat.
Wow.
Rotted.
That's crazy. I would never think that in my life.
Raw.
Earth's
But you
measured,
should.
navigated, blown
The
upon.
most obvious
Flat.
thing into you.
Well, that's it. But
Well, I mean, you know, unless you've never been to the ocean, I mean, I can understand if you've never been to the ocean, I can understand how you could just believe it, right? But if you've been to the ocean, you've been in the ocean,
Yeah.
you've been in the water. I mean, come on, man. Even a dumb kid, even a young kid can figure out what the ocean does certain things and it doesn't do.
nowadays it's willful ignorance. Pure willful.
Yeah, exactly. Or plausible deniability, one of the two, whatever you want to call it.
Exactly.
I got to be able to say later that I can just deny that I said that or that I believe that. Yeah, I must have been accidentally telling you that I was
Plausible
lying.
deniability and willful ignorance meet in the
It
middle.
was a full accident. It was a full on accident that I told you I was a liar.
Smart guy.
I didn't mean to expose myself.
I'm surrounded by smart people who are all listening in on this conversation.
Oh, that's what you told the last
Do
old lady.
you
ran
do
up on.
science or something?
Do you do something?
Right.
Science. This has nothing to do with science, you dumbass cracker.
Oh, there it goes.
I told you. Those were
Oh, QE. You don't know Simon.
Leave it to John to just rake it in, yeah, and then put the smile on his face. Look at him. Nathan loves it.
He does.
That's why he created the monster. Nathan's the one that created that monster. That's why he likes him so
I
much.
know.
Right?
I want to hear that. And
He's after those PhD assholes he's been trying to nail for
This
years.
conversation.
Yeah.
Do you do science or something?
Science.
exactly.
This has nothing to do with science, you dumbass cracker.
this is no science. Nothing to do with science, you dumbass cracker.
What is it with people asking, do you do this? Like, no, I don't do that, you moron. Who would walk around saying, I do science? Ha ha ha. Who would listen to you? Who would find that intriguing, right? Nobody does. Now, if you're a biologist, now that might interest me. You know about biology. Now I want to talk to you. But if you're just a scientist, that might mean you're a dumbass. I mean, I don't know.
No,
I don't
You
know
know.
any just plain scientists neither. There are scientists.
No.
Yeah.
You majored in science, but okay.
Science is looking at things happening in nature, like phenomena, whereas measuring angles off a plane to stars is just measurements. It's measuring as opposed to science.
Yeah, that is. I would never think that ever.
But they wanted
Two
you to
things
believe.
told me.
They wanted you to believe it was your world, so they will have taught you this stuff about being on a ball in a science class, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, because science is about physics or the physical and natural world. So if they tell you a religion in physics class, you're going to naturally assume it's the physics of the world or the physicality of the world. It isn't.
Science.
It's just what they teach you in school. It's a
Science.
religion.
Oh, I would never think that. Them two, you just brought something new into my head.
What's your name?
New to my head.
Well, stop
My
being
name?
a dumbass.
Hold on, I've got to mute my producers. They're piping up.
He's got a mood to produce.
What's your name?
Oh, I would love to be there.
QE, man. The boys just listening. You're calling them a dumbass. Chill, QE.
You dumbass cracker.
Yeah, what the fuck, dude? Like,
I know.
I
Come
know.
on, QE, man.
It's John, dude.
hey, you know what? You know what we ought to do? We ought to just bring everybody who wants to debate into the room, put boxing gloves on them, and put them in the ring with QE, and let him get it out of his system. You know, like he obviously wants to beat the crap out of people with this thing or whatever. He just aggressive,
Dude,
though. Like
he's a big.
talk about science, you dumbass.
I know.
It's gonna
But
take
people
a lot
don't
of
know that. You gotta. Has he forgotten that he was once a fucking Glober? I mean, come on, dude. Like this guy drives me nuts, bro. It's like he's forgotten where he came from and what his roots are. It's like a black man saying he ain't black or that he ain't gay or whatever. It's just like silly. It's like
I know.
Did you say? Were you gonna say a gay black man, Ryan?
no. Why? Does that sound funny? Is that funnier? Maybe I will.
There you go.
I was going for the joke there, but
My name's DJ.
DJ.
Hey.
My name's
You
Nathan
do
O'Keefe,
jokes?
You'll see yourself on
Yeah.
YouTube, DJ.
Oh Lord! All right,
Come on,
I'll see
those.
myself.
Come on.
When would you be uploading the video?
It'll take me a couple of days to edit all the other clips out, but I don't know, a couple of days.
Okay, so a whole bunch of people getting added in it.
A whole bunch of people
right.
finding out they got a
You're gonna be
religion they
famous.
didn't know they had.
You got famous.
Okay.
You're one
can
of them.
also say Nathan
I'll
is
definitely
being
be checking
serious.
that out.
What, Roger?
Hey, Nathan is being serious, though. He's being sincere about that.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh yeah. He is. He's got that cracked smile on his face, but I mean, he can't help it. He's loving this, you know.
Oh yeah.
We always do. That's
Move
why
your camera
I'm
down.
always
Give us a
very
big smile.
skeptical.
Of course.
Take it easy. DJ, right?
Yeah.
DJ.
Take it easy, DJ.
You too.
Earth is flat.
Well, at least he left him with a smile.
I did like
Yeah, yeah. I'm just wondering what DJ stands for. Derek Johnson or
probably it could be Davy Jones. Could be
Davy Jones.
Could be
It could be worse. It could be a stage name too.
Oh yeah.
I mean, mine's just Paul.
Jiggles or something like that.
For some reason, everybody thinks I'm Patrick James. Is your name Patrick James or something? No, it's Paul Jones. It's not even
James almost
one name, you know. Right, let's get this video up. That was
How
good.
dare you have more than two names? How dare you?
I know.
Who's got three names?
Double barrel.
I got five, but you want to know what all?
Oh Jesus. Yeah, sure. Let's spit them out.
You want the legal ones, or you want the ones my wife calls me?
No, we don't want those names, man.
Oh darn it, that's no fun. Well, I guess I'll have one. Dumbass.
Okay.
Just kidding.
All right, here's the video.
Yes. Right, like I say, guys, no idea what it's about. I just went by. I played it for a minute just to see who the guy was. That's all.
What does it say on the shirt? That
Death to you and me.
That
what
hate,
looks
it says hate.
what lurks beneath?
Ooh, what lurks beneath?
What lurks beneath?
It is worth.
What I knew it was what I see hat, but I don't. I see what lurka with an S all screwed up. Yeah.
Yeah, what lurks.
Is that how you spell beneath?
Beneath.
That's like death with an R-E-N in front of it, right?
Yeah, that's how you spell Beneath.
Yeah. It's like an R. Yeah, I see the B there.
So we'll see what he said.
You never got
double barrel name.
Can we guess what he's gonna say? Can we just take guesses first? I'm just kidding.
Oh, go ahead.
We'll be here all night. We'll be here all night.
Double barrel's name. They call me Shotgun.
I think anybody who wears a T-shirt with lightning bolts for words on it is probably maybe just slightly disturbed. But you know what? I'm disturbed too, so I can't say.
Yeah, my name is double.
Gosh, shit. Yeah.
My name is Double Barrel.
Oh, double barrels.
Because the chicks dig it, dude.
Oh yeah, they love that beard and that mustache too. No, they don't.
Oh yeah.
Well, I mean,
Take a look at this photograph. It seems pretty normal, right? Three friends enjoying a fondue dinner, something you might find in any number of towns across the world. But folks, looks can be deceiving. What if I told you that these people never existed? That the restaurant never existed, despite the fact that hundreds of people
Then I'd say surely they existed. There's a photo.
Hundreds of people claim they were there and they existed, but they didn't. There must be a Mandela effect in real life.
It's like
person has become a Mandela.
The globe exists because there's photos of it.
Remember it, the town where the picture was taken never existed. Well, one day, people were visiting, driving past it.
So Dublin, Wisconsin.
Oh God. I've already seen this video. It's so dumb.
Have you?
Yeah.
Some jackass put a sign up, and ever since then, everybody's been wondering what the hell is this.
Hold on. You're telling everybody else that might not know.
Is that really what it is? I was just guessing. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I thought you were telling people it was.
No, I told you. I wanted to say, can we guess what's going to happen? I'm just
I've seen this.
Do you realize how much you can screw up somebody's whole neighborhood by changing a sign, a street sign? It will fuck everybody's head up, bro. They will call and complain about it. You'd be shocked at how quickly people start complaining because the sign's wrong. It's really weird how many people come out of the woodwork. They've got this weird thing about that sign said something else yesterday. I know it did. You need to change it. It's weird, dude. How dare you change my sign?
We had backtrack roads like that. People used to put signs up on it all the time. They name a street after themselves, and like it just appeared out of fucking nowhere. Like
someone steal it usually. They're like, oh, that's not real. Steal that. Now you can just buy one. Now you can buy them at the fair all the time. You can have them make it wood, out of metal, whatever you want. Yeah, pretty cool.
Yeah, make your own little world, dude. Yeah.
Remembering it as part of their family history, and the next gone, can't be found, no record anywhere. In any archives or anywhere online, an entire town and every life in it erased without a trace. And what if I told you that this is only one of several towns scattered across the globe that have vanished overnight? You won't?
That's what?
The globe.
What? What's that?
Scattered. I don't know.
Yeah,
Big gobstopper in the sky.
Okay, so do you take a guy seriously?
Hold on. Wouldn't it be scarred around the globe, not across the globe? I think a flat Earth, you say across.
Well, I mean, if you're just right next to the guy, then he would be across. But I mean, yeah, you got a point.
But
maybe he's a little
curious. Around it though. And it's around it. So you got to go around the globe because it's a sphere.
Yeah. There ain't no curve, man. All right.
No curve.
No curve, man.
There ain't no curves.
Want to miss this one. What would you do if you had memories of a place that never existed? Would you think you had gone crazy? Or would you be convinced that you were right and the rest of the world was wrong? For decades, many people throughout the Midwest knew about a small town in northwestern Wisconsin called Duveland. According to what people remember, it was indistinguishable from thousands of other towns scattered across America. People remembered it being referenced around the dinner table at night. Some people even traced their family roots back to this town, or remember sipping coffee out of a mug with the name of the town.
Oh, I mean, I'm not saying this is classed as Mandela or anything, but I'm just wondering if Brian's heard of anything like this. No, Mandela. I know you get Mandela geography, like the America, you know what I mean, South America's too far over to the west and all that kind of stuff. I know all them ones, but actual towns disappearing, people remember being in towns that no longer exist. I wonder if he's had experience with that.
I've heard all kinds of stories on TV, but I don't think I've ever heard of a town disappearing. But
not a whole town. Me neither.
I mean, like, these things do happen. Like they do build lakes and they fill them in, and the town disappears. They do have times where people just abandon the place because there's a gas leak, or there's a number of different reasons why people would just leave an area. And all of those reasons are normal reasons, not like somebody traveled through time and changed it. But then again,
you can believe what you want.
Exactly.
Oh yeah. Oh, nice one, Barbara. Nice one. I'll have a look at that. So 2 hours 14 and 1. Yeah, I'll have a look. Was you there that night? Was you there that night? Did you go on a wild? Is it?
I wish I could be absolutely positive about stuff, so that way I knew for sure. But I don't think our brains were meant to remember that kind of detail, and I think that's why we get confused, and that's why we forget, or we remember something that we created in our mind. If you've never seen something, of course you're going to have an idea of what it looks like, right? Even though you've never seen it.
Quick look at this.
Yeah. What were you talking about, PJ?
Just what Barbara's putting. I was just going to have a quick look. She said it's 2 hours 14. If it's on for like more than a couple of minutes, I'll have to watch it later. But I'll have a quick look at it now. I'll quickly show it now. It was what she was talking about yesterday about the dude coming on getting all. Oh, what was it? Well, let me just get it to the thing. Can't remember. It's some queer dude.
Oh, nice.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, he was happy, man. Was he happy?
He's
happy.
He's a
little gay.
Right. So I think let me just share 2 seconds back in the studio. So Barbara said 2 hours 14:01. So PJ, go to that, and it is the skinny guy that identifies as a great. He identifies as a great lesbian.
Great lesbian.
Yeah, great lesbian. So let's have a quick look anyway. Let's have a quick look. So let's make sure I'm right in 2 hours 14 and 1 second. Right. Let's do it.
Can't wait.
So dogging points. So it's 2 hours 13. Let me score it a little bit further.
I think it's a soft show.
Yeah. There we go. Let me just get to 14. There we go. It's 2 hours 13 and 58. That should do it. Yeah. Present the screen. Dog and pony shows, yeah.
Yeah, that's soft.
Big.
There's butter biscuits.
Buttered. Oh, look! There's Elon Musk in his car.
Yeah.
He loves a spaceman now, huh?
Do they call him Musk because he farts? Does his farts smell or what?
Oh, I don't know.
He's quite musky.
That's what I heard. I heard that you don't want to get in an elevator with him because they'll blow you right out of there. But that's just what I heard.
Okay, mate, here we go.
My wife can clear out an elevator too, and the whole office building.
Hold on, let me just. It's really bad.
Don't let her know I told you that.
We'll do this. We're all seeing.
I thought that was going to happen.
Right, let's have a look at it.
That was the one I was talking about.
Oh yeah, that's going all over on Facebook with the Illuminati cards.
Yeah, you can share that one afterwards if you're willing. I'm not gonna push start or.
Yeah, I hear you. You ain't got to keep making on it, man. I do this. I get shit that I put up that goes on that too. So just chill, man. Anyway.
This is a queer.
He's
gonna
kill him, dude.
I'm queer and fat.
Okay, thank you for joining. We're just
introducing
introducing ourselves at the moment.
Okay.
He's a fat lesbian.
Yeah.
Do you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, Joe?
Yeah, my name's Joe. I go by he, they, and I identify as 275 pounds.
Okay.
I feel like Jay's kind of making fun of me though. I know it's kind of a shock. I know.
You gotta be serious.
I'm here and I identify as 275 pounds.
Oh yeah, because don't call me
I've
skinny.
seen this.
I'm not skinny. I'm 275 pounds.
It's funny.
Well, he can identify as it though. Yeah, that's just crazy.
Oh, it's madness. Let's just go with it.
I said I apologize.
Oh no, you're good.
Are you comfortable leaving the group at the moment?
Why?
I'm not understanding why you're joining the group.
This is the queer and fat group now.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I came here for.
Okay. And you said you identify as fat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay.
See what I mean? They like to give everything pronouns, but when someone
identifies because they create this stuff so they can.
Dude, can you let me finish my sentence first? Wow, you keep just jumping in it when I'm talking, dude. Sorry, it's just like every time I try and say something, you just jump in when I'm saying it, and I forget what I'm saying. Sorry, what was you saying, Ryan? I forgot what I was saying.
Go ahead, Ryan.
Me too. Now, thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Ryan. Thank you, Ryan, for forgetting it. Make this forget.
Well, but I will admit it wasn't as important as it should have been because I should have just let you speak. I apologize.
I know. Well, but even if it is important, you still don't jump in it when someone's talking. Not intentionally. I know how excitable you are. I do know that.
I did wait for a break.
When you're trying to talk and you're halfway through something, then all of a sudden you're just blotting something out. It's annoying sometimes. You know what I mean? Sorry, dude. I wasn't having a go at you. It's just
Sorry, guys. Can I make a comment on this?
Go on.
Since you guys forgot all your stuff. Yeah, they live in this fantasy world and they're trying to break everybody's little social groups up by identifying as these people. It's like a social plot. They're twisting everything up around themselves. They're so self-identifying as they want to relate to everybody. It's just stupid. You're not going to be able to relate to everybody.
That's what I was about to say. These are the type of people who like the pronouns and all that. They like to give people chance of having pronouns, and I like to ask you a pronoun. But when someone comes in, it doesn't look like what you guys are talking about. You don't even ask. Do you know what I mean? He identifies as fat. Why can't he do that? Why can't he do that? If it's what you guys go on about, it's fine and all that. Why are you stereotyping him for what he looks like? When, do you know what I mean? If he did that to you, you would have hated it. You would have hated it. But straight away, you're like, are you meant to be here? Because obviously they're thinking it. You're not fat, but they haven't said it. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, they're tiptoeing around that idea. Like they're almost scared of it. Like there's some kind of ramifications for it. I don't know.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, Barbara, we're supposed to be tolerant, but they don't have to be. Is the message exactly? Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry, Ryan, I wasn't having a go. It's just that it just annoyed me because I forgot what I was trying to say as soon as you spoke.
This is just for fat-bodied people.
Yeah, I understand. I identify as a fat-bodied person.
I'm not understanding where you're coming from.
Are you guys comfortable with me here? I mean, I'm pretty chill on my end.
I'm not comfortable, no.
Can we take like a vote?
Hit him with your own shit. Hit them with their own fucking shit.
This is a
Right?
queer fact.
I identify as 275-pound lesbian. Okay, so
That's fair enough. That's fair enough, man. You know, you're not. They're not comfortable being here. Why not? I mean, aren't you meant to be comfortable with someone of the same sex as you, but not the same gender, going to the same toilets when you're different sex, different sexes, but maybe the same gender. I don't know. There's about 6 billion genders now, isn't there? No.
Oh yeah.
It's craziness. It's so crazy. They're comfortable with that, but they're not comfortable with having a little meeting with a skinny guy. They're comfortable with having a pee with someone of the opposite sex in the cubicle or whatever, latrine and all that kind of stuff. But they're not comfortable with a skinny guy in a fat club. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, I think it's going to backfire on them.
In a minute. Oh, hey, Joe. Good to see you, bro. Good to see you, man. Always a pleasure, man. Yeah, that's funny. Is that it? Is that done? What you gonna do, man?
This is pretty funny.
Oh, that's cool. All right. Cool.
On the Trump side, I usually don't. The only reason I like to look at this is to show how badly people are played, especially when it comes into this politics shit. And right now, we're in the midst of this shit. And I want more and more people to understand how badly they're being played. How we've seen nothing but these talk shows and everything out.
For the Republican nomination. It's done. All right, next up, let's go.
It's finished. If you go a little further,
it's just that bit. It's so
across the.
Let's get back to this one. Yeah, that's funny. That's funny. That is so funny. See how uncomfortable they got, though. How uncomfortable they got. And that's not even the worst of it. Can you imagine the toilet thing? I mean, someone being able to, I don't know, someone that's, just say you've got a daughter and all that at school, and the teacher's one of them, and it's meant to be womanly things they're doing, but he identifies as a woman. So, you know what I'm saying? And you've got a man teaching you womanly things at school. Your daughter womanly things at school. And I'm not comfortable with that at all.
I think it's an attack on the family, an attack on any idea of Christian morality. I think that's where they're going with.
Absolutely, bro.
The whole idea,
Absolutely.
Especially in public. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anyway, let's get back to the disappearing town. You're Ryan. You can talk. You don't have to be totally quiet now, just because we clashed on a sentence. Oh, look at him now. He just went, He's a dick. He's an absolute dick trying to make me feel.
I'll remember this when you're on my show.
Side, but here's the thing. It doesn't seem like Dublin ever existed. Ever. Despite all of the memories that people have had of this place, there is no historical record for a town that goes by this name in Wisconsin. But for those who do remember Dublin...
If I were to just go around right now in my neighborhood and start telling this dumb story about this place, this city that existed, that I know existed, but everybody claims doesn't exist. If I just kept on telling that story around this town long enough, I bet you eventually some people would start writing a story about it on YouTube saying that this place really existed, blah, 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 blah. So, I don't buy it for a second. I'm sorry.
No, I get you. I don't know yet because I haven't heard it, but I understand how a lot of these could be absolute bullcrap, but at the same time, I understand that the ones, even the ones that sound bullcrap, one of them might be true here and there. Because of the Cry Peter thing, it's hard to discern. And Cry Wolf thing, not Cry Peter.
Yeah, Cry Peter. Peter Wolf.
Peter Wolf. Yeah.
I cried because of Peter.
Yeah.
I've got a real-time example like this though, PJ. Hold on a second. I know of a place like this that disappeared.
Wait for it.
Yeah, it's up near Lake Mormon in Arizona. There was a whole village that a family built over, and they named the place, but it got tore down and became a resort. But they used the actual town as the resort, and the town just got swallowed up.
Right.
It's weird.
Right. Yeah.
That doesn't convince them. Sometime after the year 2000.
An amusement park ate a town? No, you're kidding.
Oh, not a resort. It's like it's got cabins.
I thought resorts ate
lakes.
people, not
the other way around.
People began going online, looking for more information about the town that didn't exist. Some were encouraged after they headed to Google and began typing in the search bar, only to see the recommended search results suggest plain as day, Devlin, Wisconsin. Other people searching for the town misspelled it, only to have Google autocorrect the name to Devlin. Yet, despite this intriguing ghost trace of Devlin online, the results always turned up nothing. Faced with this, people naturally started heading to internet message boards where they shared their...
See, that's an AI picture. Yeah. I suppose it could be a real picture.
vague memories of the town. One commenter claimed that I grew up around Rhinelander and I distinctly remember my dad wearing a t-shirt from a bar that said Beren's Pub, Devlin. Another chimed in to say that their family also remembered a Wisconsin town by that name, and they wrote that the freaky bit is how many people in my family from Wisconsin say they remember Devlin. Time and time again, the things that you hear are really consistent.
Is it Devlin or is it Devlin?
It's Devlin.
Devlin. That's what I was. That's what I was wondering. If it's,
so what if there is a town called Devlin and that's the one they're thinking about? But it sounds like Dublin, so they just. I mean, come on. There's so many different ways you could screw that up and make it.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
But now, if you've got a postcard that says Dublin, USA, then I guess you've got a ringer, right? But
aye.
But anybody can print those up, though, couldn't they? I could go down to the print shop.
Of course,
and get
that's what I mean. It's like when we have a Mandela effect thing that we can actually measure and test, and it's a person or it's a thing that we can actually prove, then I'm ready to fight for that. You know.
Oh, absolutely.
Otherwise,
I don't even know if this is getting classed as Mandela, and that
No,
wasn't even.
I don't mean it that way, because I know I do agree. There's a lot of things about Mandela that I can't deny. I still think that they're this way, but does that mean that I'm right and that that there really is this thing? I don't know. I mean, like, it's up in the air, right? Like until I catch somebody changing something in real time, I don't think I'm ever going to really be convinced wholly. You know what I mean? I might think that there's something to it, but I don't know.
I got you.
Good question.
I got you.
My bad.
No, I get you. No, I understand that.
I want to believe it because it would be interesting, wouldn't it? If there was like some kind of entity that could travel through time and change stuff just to mess with your head, that'd be funny.
I mean, I've certainly seen things changing scripturally. When it comes to the commercials, the movies, and all that. Yes, there could be some kind of thing out there. People doing that intentionally. Where they got they could have got one thing of the Mandela effect, and then started changing things and saying they're not. When it comes to commercials, I don't believe that's what's happening. That's the kind of thing they would do. I'm totally. I mean, when it comes to scripture, I've seen scripts are being changed. There's no doubt. I don't like the term Mandela effect. That's just the term it's got. But supernatural changes have been happening to the Bible, without doubt.
The one I don't understand is the Ford logo. How is that a Mandela?
I know. What do you mean? How is that Mandela effect?
There was so many different versions of the Ford logo. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they're saying.
So what if the company denied it? You know what? The guy that was running the company then might not have been the same dude. Maybe he didn't even know about it. I mean,
that's one. That's just one Ford. There's so many.
I know, but I'm saying most of the bigger ones, I could just say, you know what, Jiffy peanut butter. I mean, I don't know if it ever existed. I know there was Jiffy popcorn, and I know they always put it right next to the damn popcorn. They put the peanut butter right there next to it. See, I think that's a lot of what it is. But then again, I still believe that it said lion lays with the lamb, and it doesn't. It says wolf. So I don't know, bro. I'm still confused.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, for me to think that it's
the best.
Yeah.
I think the Bible one is the best proof that somebody's messing with it, dude.
Without doubt.
But I mean, like commercials.
But I think it's more. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
It's more logical that we're being brainwashed, MK Ultra, and that's where this comes from. Isn't that? Wouldn't you say that was more logical than believing that there's some kind of entity or whatever? I know some people. I know you guys don't believe in the time travel thing, but a lot of people will say, well, how else would you change something like that? Unless you could go back in time, erase it, blot it out, and then when you went back to look for it, it wouldn't be there, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
I
that
know
would
what
make
you're
sense. But then again, I don't believe in time travel either. So that like this whole thing just doesn't. It's a big package. I can't wrap my head around. You know what I mean?
See, we
I
don't
know
even
that there's something to it, but I don't know what it is. Yeah.
Okay,
See, we don't
this is
even
what I
get-
remember.
We don't
Look at
even
my
get that.
picture.
Yeah, we don't even get that peanut butter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Hey,
Jim.
Luke, how you doing, man? Good to see you.
Hey, fellas.
Good to see you, man.
What's up? How are you?
Pleasure as always. Yeah. No,
Yeah,
we'll
just
see.
coming in. Just coming in
That's
quickly.
oh, sorry, Luke. Sorry. Go on, carry on.
Yeah, I might come back later, but yeah, the deniers like to get us tied down in logos and names of peanut butter, but you know, they stay away from the significant ones. Like the Lord's Prayer has changed.
Yep, of course.
yeah. Like I, grew up a
Yeah, I
Catholic,
have.
and we would
I
sit.
memorized that one.
We would sit in church on Sunday, and at school we would have prayed the Lord's Prayer up to 3 times a week. We all knew it off by heart.
Of course.
And I was on a live with Ironwork the other day. I don't know if any of you saw it or if you're on that. And you know
No,
Lowry's. Do you know Lowry?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Lowry.
Yeah,
we know Lowry.
His Mrs. Nicole.
Don't know him, but I know Lowry from.
Oh, she's on the lives with it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay.
she had her mind blown because she grew up Catholic as well, and we went to the maybe I can show it later. Jump on later.
Yeah.
Blew her
Yeah.
mind. She read the verse and she just couldn't believe what she was reading.
I know. I mean, it's definitely. I mean, but scripturally, I can't deny it. There's no way. I mean, I don't deny it with the movies and that as well because it's certainly happened with the movies, but it's not important. Important scripture is important, you know.
Yeah.
Well,
They
yeah,
all
of
have
course.
messages.
Well, yeah, it's
I
more
think
dear to us, right?
I think whether it's a movie or it's the Bible, I think it's the Creator giving us a message.
See,
we've got to work out what that message
I do
is.
too.
A lot of
Well, he's
people think
allowing
that.
this to happen, so we'll know.
A lot of people think that. I think it's been allowed to happen, but I think it's coming from the other guy. See what I mean? A lot of people have got their.
Well, but either way, God's allowing it. I mean,
either way, God's allowing it.
It's
Either
His
way,
will,
God's-
obviously. So.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the part that's difficult for most people. Is that if that's God's will, then it makes us scared. I mean, I'm scared. That scares me. You know, like because I don't necessarily understand. But that doesn't mean that God's wrong. It just means I don't understand Him, right? I don't reach out and say, well, I must be better than God and I'm smarter than Him, so He just must be crazy because that doesn't make sense in my mind. Well, my mind doesn't think like His, so why would I understand? Right?
Yeah.
It's not an IQ test.
It's like Brian Staveley. I think he's brilliant. He's good for calling out all these Mandela effects that he sees and observes and gets all these residues and that. But he believes something different where it's coming from or what it's about than I do. He believes it is. I think he believes it's from the Creator. I think it's from the other dude. I think it's from the opposite end.
Yeah.
But that's okay to think
It
that.
doesn't really matter, does it? I mean, we still agree that there's something to it. Yeah.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Of course not.
And
the
the other guy on the
point
other
is,
end,
it's
he
happening.
don't
Whether
matter.
why it's happening and who's doing it, I don't know, but it is definitely happening. That's what I observe biblically, scripturally. You know,
We'll find out one day.
Well, yeah, absolutely, definitely, not, definitely.
I might catch you later,
I have a funny
guys.
feeling.
All right, dude.
You know what? I have a funny feeling.
Yeah.
I have a funny feeling we're not going to find out some of these things, no matter what.
Yeah.
I just think I don't know. I just had. Well, it won't matter once you're gone, right? Because everything that happens here is meaningless once you're dead, right? You pass on. It's no longer important. So you have to let it go. That's a big thing that a lot of people won't be able to do. Let it go.
Well, how about letting it go?
Let go of
now
life.
before
Life is
that
important.
happens? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but then wouldn't you be giving in? Wouldn't you be resting on your laurels if you just gave up? I mean, there's something to you happen to go through this tribulation. There's something to all of us having to deal with it in some way or another. It's something that we're learning, right? God's putting us through this for a reason. We have to realize that. There ain't going to be no rapture where everybody gets to just say, oh, I don't have to fight. I don't get to be involved. No, you're going to be involved. Trust me. Anybody thinks they're going to get raptured up is just crazy. I mean, maybe you get lucky and die before it happens, but if you're alive when it starts, trust me, you ain't getting out of it. You're there for a reason. That's what I believe.
That's right.
I could be wrong. I could be.
Well, here's the question. What I got to make a point when you said, don't rest on your laurels. You have to every once in a while, man. Otherwise, it's going to drive you crazy.
Yeah, you're right. In my case, yes, you're right. I do have to rest once in a while. I'll give you that. But I mean, rest on your laurels. You know what I mean by that, right?
Yeah, I know
like
exactly.
just allowing the world to become an evil place just because you don't think you can change it. is not an excuse to just sit around and let it happen. You should still be out there talking against it and doing something, even if it's a small amount. You got like we're doing. We don't do much, but at least I stand up for what's not right. I stand up for the things that are true, and I don't for the other.
Play into it just because you know it's going to happen. You don't take part in the evil because you know it's happening anyway. No, you still fight.
I can't wait to fight it. I can't wait to fight it though. Yeah, I can't wait to fight it.
Exactly, you got to fight it still. You got to still fight.
I'm excited. That's what I'm waiting for. I don't want to be waiting anymore. I want this to get. I want it to kick in. Let's do it. Get it on. You know, I'm tired of waiting. You know, I've already been teased my whole life. You know, come on, I'm done with that. Let's go. Let's keep moving. Let's purify this place and get it done. You know, like, yeah, man. I really do want to fight. It's not for a bad reason. It's because I want to see vindication for all the good people that have stood by. God and did the right thing. I want to see those people. And if we don't suffer, then that won't be true, right? So we have to realize that has to happen.
Yeah,
we all do.
Rapture is definitely not a biblical term.
No,
but I mean, it means the unveiling anyway. But it certainly describes a catching up. You know what I mean? The dead will rise and first, and that the dead they asleep.
Well, yeah, but that could be hinting to the judgment too, and not necessarily the end. You know what I mean? Like, we have to be careful with that. Yeah.
And then they're alive. Then they're alive in Christ. Well, will be Christ.
And I mean, and honestly, do you really think that people's bodies are going to come back from the grave when they're already rotten like 200 years in the grave? I don't believe that.
Yeah, but I
don't know why God would do it that way.
You'd be given a new body. You're given a new body.
Right, but
if he can
rising from the grave doesn't sound like a clean thing. It sounds like a dirty, disgusting thing, right?
You know, from the grave as such, it says they sleep in Christ, doesn't it? So I don't know.
Which means that your body, which means it doesn't matter what you do with your body after you die. It doesn't matter whether you donate to science or whether you bury it or whether you cremate it. God doesn't care about that kind of stuff, man. But when are you going to realize that? You know, like, I think sometimes we just got to be honest with ourselves. It's like, if you wouldn't like that done to you, then God probably wouldn't have done it to you. It's probably somebody else doing it, making you think it's God, so you'll be angry with them. You know, like, think about this stuff, you know?
Once you're dead, I mean, the shell's the shell, you know. It's
Well, back on topic, you know, with the Bible, that's probably the more important ones of the scripture. If you just dig back to the roots, that's why concordances and stuff like that are really like a necessity. You can get back to what the actual book said originally. That way you don't have to worry about somebody translating it. They could fuck with it any way they wanted to. Doesn't matter. Yeah.
That's
But it makes me wonder if we should look at all this stuff and analyze it and make sure that is it only one type of Bible that's changing? Is it everybody's Bible? Is it happening in people's memories? Like, are people remembering it the wrong way, even though we all remember it different? Like, if this is the case, then we have to look at that on an individual basis and check those people out and see that they're that they're actually sane. You know, they're not just just crazy people that are masquerading as normals. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot to say for that. When you look at the world right now with all this forcing all this stuff on other people, it's just ridiculous. It's not something that any normal person would do, but yet they're backing it. Like, there's something totally wrong. You know, if you don't see that, there's something not right.
Okay.
I can't imagine.
Dublin was real. I went there, my family lived there, etc. But there just isn't any evidence for its existence, apart from people's memories and the photograph that I showed you at the start of this video. To this date, although some people claim to know who they are, none of the individuals in the picture at the dinner table have been successfully identified. But that hasn't stopped people from trying to get to the bottom of the mystery. In fact, some people determined to figure out what happened to the town that disappeared have gone to great lengths. Their search began online and ended in Wisconsin archives. But each search yields the same results. No town by that name, no map with it listed, and no indication that Dublin was ever renamed or rezoned. But if it's a hoax, where did it come from? And why do so many people seem to remember a town by that name? It just simply doesn't make any sense. And here's another interesting detail. Remember how I said that there are some big online search engines and they retain a ghost trace of Dublin in the form of an autocorrect and search suggestions? Well, Google does something else strange when you type in Dublin, or at least it did until the urban legend gained more steam. For a while, when you typed Dublin into the search bar, one of the first results would be this article about missing people in Wisconsin. The news story from Appleton, Wisconsin's Post Crescent newspaper features in-depth coverage of the open missing persons cases in the state. And as of 2015, more than 1,000 Wisconsinites had vanished without a trace. Are the Google results trying to tell us something? Did some of these people disappear when Dublin was wiped off the map? Honestly, it's all kind of frustrating because the story is just so intriguing. So what do we know for sure about this place? Well, very little. Unfortunately, if there's any consistent narrative to the
No problem, Rog. No problem.
Story, it goes something like this: that Dublin was situated somewhere in Wisconsin. It was there for decades until it vanished in the 1990s. As to how or why this happened, it's really anyone's guess. I mean, some people think that a dam broke and wiped out the entire town. Over 900 dams have been built in the state of Wisconsin, and some certainly fail from time
I think even with a dam, there'll be some kind of evidence left about it.
to time. In fact, the tiny logging town of Warner, Wisconsin was evacuated and deliberately destroyed after the construction of a dam. But there's no record of that happening to any town named Dublin. Others believe that an
Just realised I haven't downloaded a song for this morning, so better go check Mr. Super Sidewinder's page.
earthquake opened up a sinkhole, causing the entire town to be swallowed into the earth, and that, folks, is truly what lurks beneath. All without a trace. But compared to other states, Wisconsin doesn't have a ton of earthquake activity. In fact, one survey listed Wisconsin as 49 on the U.S. Earthquake Index state rank. Another popular theory holds that Dublin was the local name of a small, unincorporated community. As financial realities changed throughout Wisconsin, Dublin simply fell on hard times and everybody left, leaving the town to collapse and its buildings to crumble. If only Dublin would have had the help of today's sponsor, PDS Debt. You see, they special.
I'll forward that a bit. I was going to say, Barbara, you left me a couple of links in my comment section of, might have been yesterday's or the day before stream. Yeah, I've subscribed to them. You said you gave me, apart from John Todd, you give me someone else as well to have a look at. I've subscribed and I'll have a look at it as well. I think I might do a John Todd one tomorrow, tomorrow morning, this time, same time as today's one. Yeah, I think I'll do a John Todd. So there's just one visual, guys, so it's just like a lot of listening. So they'll be talking as well.
I have heard about this story. I do remember this now. It's coming back. It's coming clear to me. This came around, I don't know, 6 or 8 months ago, maybe a little longer ago. I remember this now. I remember part.
Okay, got you. Cool. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that tomorrow, Barbara.
And offering customized options for anyone struggling with debt, like credit cards, personal loans, collections, medical bills, etc.
Always. I just realised that must be the name of his channel, What Looks Beneath. It's only just to come to me.
Dublin was probably in a state where they were making payments on.
Just in case, I'll go to my watch later.
It was a movie too, wasn't it? Wasn't there a movie called What Lies Beneath? Or Lies?
What Lies Beneath? Yeah, that was that Robert De Niro? Or
maybe it's just a movie T-shirt. I don't know.
No, I think it may be. I'll go check the channel. I'll go check the channel because this is a video file, and I'll put a link in just in case anybody wants it.
Their monthly debt and just couldn't get their balance to go down. Well, PDS Debt has solutions for that because everyone with 10 grand or more in eligible debt qualifies, and there is no minimum credit score required or a check to see if you truly exist or not, like Dublin. Look, I'll cut the crap.
Yeah.
Way to get your.
What's it called? What Lies Beneath? What's it called again? Sorry, I'm just quickly. So, why can't I find it? Okay. Maybe I must have. Strange. How come it's not on my watch later? Oh, there it is. It's right there. Wow, right in front of my eyes. What Lurks Beneath it's called. It is. That's the name of the channel. So let's share. Copy. Wow, I can't believe I didn't see that right in front of me as well, man. It's just because the thumbnail didn't resemble mine, I think. Yeah, this has got. It is. His channel is called What Lurks Beneath. But there was a movie. What Lays Beneath, I think, or something like that, or What Lies Beneath, something like that. I think it was either Robert De Niro, Kevin Costner. Can't remember. Town Called Vanish. I like it. Damn, I had something in my head. Well, I was doing something. That's what I was doing. I was trying to find a song, wasn't I, for the end of the stream. Anyway, I'll carry on playing this while I'm looking.
Crap. Unlike Devlin, when I first got out of college, I struggled with student loan debt for a really long time. Had a tool been around like this for Devlin and I
don't need to know about his adverts. Let's go in a little bit more.
Thanks anyway, but I don't have bad credit. How dare you?
Flash Lurks. And none of these feel
right. They got it right in there now. Excellent.
Right.
I'll give him
Even
credit.
if a dam,
you did in there well enough that you didn't even notice it was an ad right away. Well, I was talking about it with like a couple of minutes ago. I took you a minute to catch on. Did
I put that in? Yeah, I think I already put that in, didn't I? Did I put that link in? Yes, I did. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm still looking for that song.
Turmoil was to blame. None of these explanations can really answer why Devlin was effectively scrubbed from all historical record. I mean, even if Devlin was wiped out by a catastrophe, something indicating its existence should exist somewhere. So where did this story even come from? Well, besides the possibility of an outright hoax, the simplest explanation is that the town was never there to begin with. Lots of debunkers think that children growing up in the 1990s.
That's certainly a possibility. It was never there to begin with. Certainly is a big possibility.
1990s especially, simply misheard the name of another Wisconsin town that does exist. That community is Delavan, located in Walworth County. And that seems likely enough, right? At least in some...
Where was that?
That's what I was saying earlier. I bet you it's probably called Devlin or something else. And
Devlin, And it sounded like, the difference between Devlin and Devland sort of thing. Yeah, got you, man. Got you. That's a distinct possibility. Absolutely.
Circumstances, but other people insist that they knew about Delavan and Devlin, and that they were two separate places. This conflicting history has led a lot of wild speculation. Faced with a lack of concrete clues, people who remember Devlin are left to indulge in some pretty wild theories. Some people think that the Devlin disappearance is a result of the Mandela effect. Others think that maybe we slipped into an alternate dimension and that, in some other reality, Devlin is still alive and well in an alternate version of Wisconsin.
I just learned of all the noise surrounding Devlin. I think I could add some insight.
Behind the headboard, between the two bookcases. And then we can crawl in there and find it.
Aye, that's the one.
Devlin was a small town in Wisconsin that housed a lot of military families. My father lived there for a year or two and spoke of it occasionally. The main thing I remember is that it had to do with Project Sanguine in the early 60s. I don't think it was X-Files type stuff, but the town was destroyed after an incident. I thought they were digging up a ton of land or something and they flooded the town or something. But this is a rehashed secondhand memory from years ago.
Another poster online also hinted at this mysterious government project. They said,
Devlin was very real. My father used to mention it occasionally before he passed. And the only reason I remember...
Devlin was very real. My father used to mention it occasionally before he passed. That's a memory of somebody's memories. Yeah, you can trust someone. You can trust someone to the point where I think he definitely believes that existed. So, but it sounds like it's allegory of allegory. You know what I mean? It's like a story of a story. It's sorry. What's the word? Oh, what was? Oh, gone out my head. Gone out my head. It doesn't matter. Points those guns. Points those guns. If it comes to me, I'll pause again.
Is because I found it ironic that a town named Dublin was populated by almost exclusively military personnel and their families. I'll dig around for a shirt one back home next in early September. If I remember correctly, Dublin was built as part of Project Sanguine in the mid to late 60s. But everyone left when the project was canceled. But I thought something went very wrong. You could only dig up that much turf for so long before you're bound to have problems.
Now listen, I know what you're asking because I asked the same question. What's Project Sanguine? Well, here's where it gets even more interesting because while people disagree on whether or not Dublin ever existed, Project Sanguine is a matter of historical record. As it turns out, it was first proposed by the United States Navy in 1968 during the Cold War. At the time, submerged vessels had no way of effectively communicating whenever they were in deep water. The goal was to use extremely low-frequency radio waves, or ELF waves, to communicate with these submarines underwater.
That's the word that was looking for. Anecdotal. Because some of these things are just anecdotal. You know what I mean? Just tales from someone else, and you're believing it because you trust them. You know. So some of these things could be anecdotal. That's a bloody word I was looking for. The point still stood anyway.
No matter where they were on Earth, and the spot that they picked to construct the project was none other than Wisconsin. Now, initial plans were impractical. In fact, it was originally so large that the antennae alone would have had to use 6,000 miles of buried cables covering 2/5 of the entire state of Wisconsin. But because of the absurdity of this proposal, the project was scaled down and rebranded in 1969 as Project ELF, named for the extremely low frequency.
It sounds implausible, but at the same time, it's just as plausible if you think about it. I mean, a lot of these things are anecdotal, but we just don't know for sure that this is actually not real. I mean, it might be possibly just total false, but there's that 1% of the 100 that could be true. I mean, 99 to 1, but it could be. There is that possibility. It could be. You know, I don't know what to think of it. I'm probably along the same lines as Ryan at the minute, but yeah, it's you just never know for sure.
Radio waves that I mentioned earlier. In the end, 2 transmitter facilities were built for Project ELF, one in Republic, Michigan, and one at Clam Lake, Wisconsin. Now, testing for the operation began in 1982, and it became a...
Yeah, Doveland. Devland doesn't really sound like Doveland, does it, in the video? But I was actually thinking it was saying Devland and Devlin, not Doveland. But I forgot, yeah, there was a sign at the start saying Doveland. Yeah, you're right enough.
Officially operational 7 years later. Now, the Navy wasn't especially pleased with the results. While the radio waves enabled communication with submerged vessels halfway across the planet, the antenna was still vulnerable to nuclear attack. To make matters worse for the military, the project proved highly controversial to residents of the upper Midwest, who wanted nothing to do with the operation. And in 2004, the Navy shut down both the transmitter in Wisconsin and the transmitter in Michigan. And by that point, ELF waves were made redundant by advancements in the field of VLF, or very low frequency communication systems. According to those who hold the Project Sanguine theory,
VHF is very high frequency then. I always used to wonder with them old radios you had, like nowadays it's just AM and FM, isn't it? I mean, I knew MW, I was medium wave, so I think, but yeah, the old radios, just normal radios you had at home. No, I don't mean radios you talk through or anything. Radios, like you had LW, VHF and all that kind of stuff, low wave, medium wave, and now you just see AM and FM, don't you?
Dublin, Wisconsin was built specifically to house personnel working on the operation. And when the project was abandoned, so was the town. A more sinister possibility is that a side effect of Project Sanguine wiped Dublin out of existence. According to this theory, the lack of historical records regarding this town are the result of really one of two possibilities. Either a government cover-up to hide the casualties from their experiments, because they've never done something like that before, right? Or more bizarrely, Project Sanguine somehow altered reality as we know it, wiping Dublin from the earth and the history books, but not from people's memory. Unfortunately, we'll never know the truth behind Dublin. Maybe it really is just a hoax. I mean, after...
Aye, Gillian, the Masons do love to slay the dove. Aye. They just...
Overall, the internet is filled with similar claims, some of which are even flimsier than the Dublin story. Take, for example, the town of Langville, Montana. And if you look online, you won't find much about it, because everything about Langville boils down to a rumor of a rumor of a rumor. But there's nothing else to learn about beyond that. At least Dublin has an interesting connection with Project Sanguine. Now, another disappearing town gives us a little more to go on. In 2015, Colin Hudson at the website Strange State shared an email that his mother had recently received. It described another town that seemed to have disappeared overnight, the community of Urkhammer, Iowa. Supposedly, in the early 20th century, Urkhammer was a small, unremarkable town lurking off of Route 41. According to the stories, around 1928, Urkhammer basically just faded out of existence. Colin wrote this.
Aerial photographs showed only empty fields where there should have been homes and streets and stores surrounded by farms and waving fields of grain. A week or so later, a lost tourist had his Marmaxlister topped off with gasoline at the Urkhammer Esso station. Then, 2 miles beyond the town's borders, discovered that his tent was empty. He walked back to demand a refund from the conniving general store and gasped pumpy for him. Only to discover that regardless of how far he walked,
to nip to the toilet, Ryan, while displaying.
The town remained the same distance ahead of him. Fortunately, another motorist picked him up after an hour or two and replenished his car's fuel supply. But the man had been shaken to the core and required a prolonged sojourn in an alpine sanitarium.
Now, according to the story, Urkhammer became more and more insubstantial as the years passed. People visiting town allegedly said that their hands and feet passed through buildings like they were smoke. And on May 7th, 1932, a local farmer passed by Urkhammer and the town finally vanished for good. Strange, isn't it? Now, even though Colin Hudson was quite transparent about his suspicions that the Urkhammer narrative was nothing more than a simple, silly tall tale, the story nonetheless gained some traction on the internet. Today, it straddles the murky line between fact and fiction. If nothing else, it makes for an enjoyable tall tale. I mean, look, even if Dublin, Langville, and Urkhammer are hoaxes, there are other examples throughout history where towns were either suddenly abandoned or vanished completely. These stories stretch back into antiquity. For example, Celtic folklore holds that some islands, including the mythical High Brazil, were always invisible except for one day every 7 years. In the historical record, there's the famous example of the Roanoke colony, where an entire community of nearly 120 English settlers disappeared from the North Carolina coast in 1590. Now, history also tells us about the chilling story of Lake Anjikuni, a village in Nunavut, Canada. As the story goes, it was a cold day in November of 1930, and a fur trapper named Joe LaBelle was looking for shelter. And as he's gathering what he's collecting from his traps, he remembers that there's a well-established Inuit settlement of at least 30 people on the shores of a nearby body of water, Anjikuni Lake. Well, Joe packs up his belongings and starts making his way to the Inuit community. But as he does this, he notices something odd. All the buildings are there, but there's absolutely no sign of life. Yeah, it's cold outside, but
So by the sounds of it, he already came to the conclusion that it was that story's nonsense.
Oh yeah, I'm back, PJ.
Yeah, I know you're back.
Okay.
No, but but the way it sounded to me, he already said the story was nonsense, didn't he? About missing time. That's what I heard anyway. I might have heard wrongly. I don't know.
I get to hear a lot about Rowan though. The one up there, the town.
Oh yes. Okay.
I was raised up
another
there.
story about missing time.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to check that out sometime. See if it's any better than this one. But it's just I suppose it's just demonstrating how even though he's came to the conclusion that it's hockeys, how stories can spread, how anecdotal things can spread. You know what I mean? Story to story, and person to person, shall I say? Story, passing on stories. You know what I mean?
It's like telephone, right? Like the game, whisper in somebody's ear.
Chinese whispers, that's what we call it. Yeah, telephone game, same thing. By the time it gets to the end person, it's changed so much that if you go to the first person, you'll be like, what? How the heck did I get that from that?
Yep.
And you just think, how? But you think that's impossible to get that from that. But it's not. It shows how much communication breaks down the line,
Mm-hmm. People in the village are Inuit. This is the climate that they're used to. There should be somebody outside, but there's nobody. There aren't even any dogs that run up to meet him like they usually do. And so he enters the first building that is open, and while he's glad to get out of the cold, what he sees somehow chills him to the bone because the home is completely vacant. And it looks like everyone just up and left at a moment's notice.
It's so pretty, so pretty. We're vacant. Yeah, man.
And as he goes around and tours...
I had the word vacant and I had to
I got you.
It does when I hear that word, it just comes. Yeah.
I was gonna say you're no rotten, dude. That's all I gotta say.
Each of the buildings in the village, he notices the same thing over and over again. I mean, there are meals that are sitting half-eaten. Fires are still going, some with food still cooking over them. Completely abandoned huts are well stocked with food and provisions. Some clothing sat half-mended. The needles dropped to the ground. But there are no signs of a struggle, no signs of violence. Everybody is just gone. And worst of all, Joe discovers the reason why there weren't any dogs there to greet him. All 7 of the community's sled dogs had all starved to death, tied up where they had been abandoned.
Nice.
But even after discovering the dead dogs, Joe...
Dead dog, they left them there. Nasty buggers. You could have ate them or something,
Yeah, but you got to remember we're listening to this secondhand, so I don't know if that actually did happen.
Like you said, it could be anecdotal. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Joe has to reconsider whether or not...
But I mean, sometimes people, like you was just saying earlier, like your granddad could tell you a story and say it like it's the truth and you'll believe it. You know what I mean? But it's just a story he's telling you, but he's talking in a way that it's like what he experiences. And you remember it as a kid, so you think, yeah, my granddad did that. But he wasn't, he was just telling a story. You know what I mean? It's anecdotal, but you take it as gospel,
Yeah. Well, this boy's going down rabbit holes. He's not actually going back to Dublin, really. He's just telling other stories about things like Dublin.
Of course. Yeah. Of course. Like I said, I just came across it by title, sort of thing. So
it reminds me of Scooby-Doo, dude. Ruh-roh.
Not this is the worst thing. I mean, maybe it's not. Maybe the worst thing is the fact that despite all signs that everybody had fled the village in an instant, all the snow in the village is absolutely pristine. There are no tracks to be found going to or from the buildings anywhere in the village. Well, Joe starts making his own tracks, if you take my meaning. He heads straight out of the Lake Anjikuni village to the nearest settlement and alerts authorities. On the way out of town, he happens upon another gruesome discovery. A human grave on the outskirts of the community has been dug up, and it clearly wasn't done by an animal. It was done by something with hands. Now, needless to say, Joe heads straight to the authorities when he reaches civilization, and there he tells the Royal Canadian Mounted Police all that he's seen. Well, they immediately follow him back to Lake Anjikuni village, And when they see the empty town, they are just as perplexed as Joe and promptly launch an investigation. And the results of this are conflicting because people have added to and embellished the story over the years. I mean, some people say that the RCMP discovered every grave around the settlement exhumed, the headstones stacked in piles along each hole in the earth. You know, there's another retelling that claims that 3 trappers, Armand Laurent and his 2 sons, were questioned and told an unsettling story about an immense aerial cylindrical object flying through the sky. The object transformed into the shape of a bullet in mid-flight and headed in the direction of Lake Anjikuni village. There were also claims that the investigators sometimes saw strange lights pulsing in the sky above the settlement.
I just realised how many of them videos Nathan's done. He's done loads of them, man. But mind you, he's probably taking like a 45-minute session or something, or an hour session.
Cut it up.
Yeah. Fair play, man. Fair play. It's a good idea. It's a good idea, this is. It really is. I mean, a lot of people are doing the Amigo thing, but when it comes to like using it for telling the truth, it's a good idea, man. It gets people listening. Well, sometimes, and we've seen that. He's had results with a few people. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I was going to say something about this guy's title. About what does it say? What lies beneath or whatever?
Yeah. What lurks beneath?
Yeah. Well, they stole this from back in the day. I think Lewis was one of the first people that pronounced it was like everything was underneath you, all the mysteries. Yeah. It was under me was the way he coined the phrase. It's in the Chronicles of Narnia. There's a book called The Silver Chair.
Silver Chair, right?
Yeah. There's a giant city of ruinous.
Okay, I know what you're on about.
Yeah. They uncover the stone and it says under me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Got you.
Kind of a gruesome story if you think about the way Lewis put it. They were on the menu.
Remind me how it went.
Well, they get to the giant city, it's like they get invited in and they pamper them and
of course
they're digging through the larder and they find the cookbook.
That's for dinner. They're not invited down for dinner. They're invited down because they are dinner.
It was a festival, a summer festival or something like that. But they have like a recipe how to cook elf, dwarf, and human.
Nice.
Yeah.
During races, when I see or hear towns vanishing, etc., think of the film The Objective, 2008, Vimana, etc. The Objective. I'll watch out for that one. I don't know if I've seen it by title. I don't know. Usually I do know because I used to be quite a film buff. I haven't watched as many films lately. I'm more like on the internet now than I used to be with movies and that. But I still try and keep up to date a little bit. But I'll have to have a look for that one. It reminds you of The Vanishing. Times Vanishing, not The Vanishing, sorry. The Objective. I'll have to have a look. I'll have to look at that. I'm not sure if I know that one.
Although this could have easily just been the Aurora Borealis. Supposedly, the RCMP determined that the Inuit citizens had abandoned the village 8 weeks earlier. A detail that, like a lot of the story, doesn't quite line up with the state that Joe LaBelle found the village in. I mean, if it had been abandoned for 8 weeks, then how was their food cooking over a fire? And how were their fires going? I mean, come on. Now, over time, many have come to regard the Lake Anjikuni village story to simply be a hoax, or at least to be so polluted by rumors that there's no way of determining the actual truth. This seems to be backed up by RCMP historian S.W. Horall, who in 1988 wrote,
"Many years ago, the members of the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, then retired, who had served in the area at the time these events were purported to have happened, 1930, were asked for their comments on the story. They could not confirm it, recalled nothing like it, and were astounded that such a ridiculous tale could be believed. Our files were carefully searched."
Remember who was on about the movie What Lies Beneath, and I said, it's either Kevin Costner or Robert De Niro. It's neither. It's Harrison Ford. I should have it's when he seems to be like a good man, good dad, good husband, and all that. Then Yeah, in the end, he's not. It's crazy. It's a bit of a twisty one. But
no, I got a scenario for you right quick. Now, let's say the town that they're talking about there got abandoned by 8 weeks earlier. What do you think? Like, there's like maybe some homeless folks that were in the area. They went in and started cooking food and stuff. Yeah,
exactly. You think of things like that, you know. I'm sure. Yeah, I mean,
So
there is plenty of towns out there that have been buried. We know that, but for this one, because they don't know the truth of that, like the actual truth of. Some people don't know. Most people don't know the actual truth that there is actually towns and all that buried out there. So when they hear of something like this, it's a big thing. It's like, oh, about like a disappearing town. That's interesting. Well, let's check this out. Sort of thing.
Well, think about it. Think about it like this, though, PJ. Like, let's say if I left our apartment complex and got abandoned, and now I know there's like 4 homeless camps down the road where all the people would come in here and take over and just start using crap. They would.
Of course.
If you left the town, they just help themselves, dude.
Of course.
I would. Yeah.
Absolutely, man.
No strange craft was ever reported. No one named Joe LaBelle ever came to the RCMP in panic about Lake Arjikuni. The RMCP did not send out any search parties. The only records we have on the story are copies of letters to correspondents like yourself, informing the writers that the story is entirely fictitious.
But consider this. Joe LaBelle was...
I'm actually trying to... why is it, like, if he's already come to the conclusion that it's bullcrap, the reason why is this, like, this time vanishes? So he's come to the conclusion it's bullcrap. So why is the reason disturbing if there is no reason? If he's come to the conclusion that it's bullcrap,
he wouldn't have a channel if he didn't.
Well, true, but the reason is disturbing. The reason why is disturbing.
Yeah.
The reason why is because you're saying it didn't happen. So why is that disturbing? Forgot I have a wrench law. All right, yeah, of course you can put links in. What are you showing me? Oh, it's a BitChute. Oh yeah, got you. Oh, the movie. Right, got you. Cool. Oh, it's on there. No, that's cool. I'll have a look. I might have a look at that.
BitChute.
Yeah, BitChute. I think it's the movie, the Objective.
Yeah, I was trying to.
It's the 2008 movie. Yeah.
I was trying to tell Nate about BitChute too. I told him to go over there. You can find stuff on BitChute. People watch it. He wanted to put his channel on something.
I think. I mean, can I log in? Let me just see if I can log in. Yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm already on BitChute. Let me see if I got 18 notifications. Oh yeah, Owen Benjamin. Shows you how long I haven't been in BitChute for. It's all Owen Benjamins. Wow.
I can't believe that the Earth is flat, but it is.
I know. I mean, yeah. He went through a bit of cognition, didn't he?
Oh yeah, he lost his shit
on screen as well. On screen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I just realized it's my sister's wedding photo. It's up in this picture.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
I don't know if you'll see it. Let me see it. You'll see my brother. It's a picture of my brother there. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. Probably it's not big enough. I'll share it quickly a bit.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't think you'll be able to see it properly. I present. I don't think you'll see it very well. That's me with the white shirt. That's my auntie Judith. That's my mum's sister, and that's my brother with the black top and kilt on. So
it is a little small from what I'm looking at.
Yeah, it's small. Let me see. I'm trying to see if I can get it bigger somehow.
Well, I can zoom in on it if I go to stage.
I might have to just hold on. Let me just do it this way by making the page bigger.
I see you now. And that's your sister in the middle.
No, it's my auntie.
Your auntie, and that's your brother.
And that's my brother with the black top on. Yeah.
He looks a lot like you.
Yeah, we look very similar. Very similar. That was I was a little thinner there, but even then I'm still fat. Here's we got a flute in my hand. A flute with champagne flute. My sister's wedding. But no, that's my auntie Judith. That's my mum's sister. That's my mum's sister. That's my brother there. He's wearing a kilt.
You look like you're in Ireland.
Well, no, that's actually here in Coventry. That's in Coventry.
Huh.
No, we're not actually. That's in Scotland now. This was 2019, so 5 years ago.
Yeah, the landscape over there and from between Ireland and Scotland are a lot alike, right? It looks like Wales is like more mountainous.
Aye, that's it. Oh, Wales has got a lot. There is mountains and that in Scotland. Obviously, Scotland's got the highest mountain in Britain, which is Ben Nevis. But yes, Wales and that is more mountainous than Scotland, where I'm from, I'd say.
And then where Nessie's at?
Inverness. That's just before you go into the Highlands. Inverness is nice. So yeah, I'll have a look at. Oh, let me just I just got rid of that now. So let me just copy that link.
You look a little like you're broader than your brother. He's a little taller.
Yeah, I'm broader shouldered than my brother. Yeah, I've always had bigger arms and bigger shoulders than my brother.
So you beat the crap out of him when you were younger.
Well, I'm the older brother. He was more of a fighter than me in our teenagers, but we wouldn't go at it now. But I mean, we've never fought that way.
No, when you were younger, me and my brother, we
messing about. Yeah, I beat the crap out of all the time. But I remember when I tried that once, beating the crap, and I used to beat the crap out of her all the time. Then one day he just booted me right in the balls, and I was doubled.
Nice.
No. He must have got sick of it. Like, I can't beat him that way. I'll beat him this way. Boot right in the hoofers.
Well, it wasn't a good fight unless one of us got stitches. That's the way it went.
Nice.
Between me and my brother. Yeah. So we'll be in the hospital. I broken nose, cut across the forehead. You know.
Cool.
You gotta be in it to win it.
Person.
In it to win it, man. In it to win it. Right, let's get this thing finished. What we got? 10 minutes left in it. Yeah, let's do it.
A fur trapper who usually worked in Manitoba. No one disagrees on that point. And if he indeed ran across the abandoned village, he most likely took the secret to his grave. Now, each day, the residents of a small village in the heart of a Brazilian rainforest received a shipment of trade supplies from a neighboring.
Nessie will never move to the Lake District. Nessie is patriotic. Nessie will never leave.
Nessie never existed.
Well, that's true.
Known as Joer Verde. But on the morning of February 5th, 1923, something happened. Or rather, something didn't happen. Everyone waited on the dock in the river for the boat from Joer Verde to arrive, and it never came. Right away, everyone realized that this was highly unusual. Had something happened on the river? Had the boat capsized? The villagers needed the supplies, so instead of waiting for an answer, they decided to go downriver themselves in the hope of reestablishing contact. The first thing they were looking for was any sign of the boat, and they found it. It was still tied to the dock at Joer Verde, and there was no one at the dock to greet them. In fact, there didn't seem to be anyone anywhere. Joer Verde, a community of 600 people, seemed entirely abandoned. And by now, the other villagers are on high alert. They're wondering what is wrong. So they dock their own boat and disembark. Slowly and carefully, the visitors make their way through the empty streets, and for a while, the only sound that they hear is the creaking of signs in the wind. When they eventually gather the courage to enter some of the homes, what they find is very reminiscent of what happened at Lake Anjakuni. Doors and windows sit open, tables are set for dinner, but all the plates still have food. Personal items have been left behind, and as in Canada, there is no sign of violence or a struggle. Everybody is gone. Eventually, the visiting villages decide that they can't go on any further. They send help from the nearest town, and after waiting for a while, authorities arrive. And what they discover is easily the most disturbing part. It began with a pistol, and it sat in the dirt unattended, but the smell of gunpowder lingers in the air. It has recently been shot. The pistol is collected as evidence in the hope that a forensic team might be able to shed light on what went down in this abandoned town. Well, The authorities continue their investigation, and after conducting a thorough search of Joer Verde, one building remains, the schoolhouse. So the investigators slowly enter the building, and they call out to see if anyone is still inside. Maybe there's a child hiding somewhere, one old enough to help them understand what happened. But everywhere they look, they find this schoolhouse as abandoned as the rest of the village. Like every other building, it seems as if everyone just up and left in the blink of an eye. Now, from the front of the classroom, one of the investigators shouts,
In the blink of an eye.
Yeah, like the rapture came and like they all got.
Yeah, it's kind of what it sounded like, didn't it?
Oh yeah.
No time, no people. Blink of an eye. Go on.
Yeah, that story does sound contrived from the go. Because I mean, how would you just find a pistol in the middle of the road? Nobody around. Nobody's. And tables are set. Fires are burning. Oh Lord! Some guy with one gun came in and shot everybody and left the gun in the street, right? And took the bodies with him too. Like,
of course, kept them for meat.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, that's
they
like
found something. The others draw closer. The person at the front of the room is pointing at the blackboard, and there, written in chalk, is a simple phrase in Portuguese: "There is no salvation." Like the Lake Anjacuni village story, the tale of Joer Verde is shrouded in...
I heard if Santa doesn't drink it, then Captain Morgan comes along and drinks it himself, Barbara. Yeah. That's what I heard, anyway.
mystery. No one knows for certain if it's true, or even if it is, how true all of the details are. It's a bit like Doveland in a way. If the story of the disappearance of Joer Verde is as presented, and look, who knows, then there are a variety of possible explanations. I mean, the wilder ones claim that the townspeople were sucked into a black hole that somehow materialized in the Brazilian rainforest. Not only is
right, so we get many black holes in the middle of the Brazilian rainforest, don't we?
Yeah. Absolutely, dude. It happens.
We can't even observe one in alleged space. You know what I mean? How can we go to observe one here, don't we?
Yeah, I like the town's name. It's what, Joer Verde? That just means like the green town. All right, name it. Yeah, it's like the town's a made up name. Who named it?
Yeah, the green town. Do you know that's what Glasgow means in Scotland? Glasgow is Gaelic, Scottish for dear green place, as in like green grass, I think.
Well, let me know if they disappear and all the black holes come into that town.
Yeah, well, that's it. All the grass is gone now because of the black holes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to prove, but you think that something like a singularity would have damaged the buildings, if not swallowed the entire planet. Of course, there's always the alien angle, but this is even flimsier than the Lake Anjacuni village story, because at least there was someone who supposedly saw a UFO in that account. There's no indication of that anywhere in Joer Verde. One of the most plausible theories draws upon the geopolitical issues in Brazil at the time. Artur da Silva Bernardes had just been elected Brazil's 12th president the year before, and came into office amidst a sea of political turmoil. Changes in the government had spawned guerrilla activity in the jungle, and it seems just as likely that Joer Verde, if the town ever existed at all, fell prey to the guerrillas or bandits.
What?
I like to think that...
The guerrillas.
You're praying to guerrillas. What for? So they can throw shit at you.
No, they're talking about
I know.
like, yeah, no, that's a good one. I don't went with it. The gorillas came and got them all in the middle of the night, drug them out by their hair.
Nice, man. Nice.
If this theory is accurate, the citizens of Joer Verde weren't taken hostage.
Yeah, see what happens when you come off scripture.
Or killed.
I like. There's like so many flat earthers down there, though. Brazil is known for it. It's this big. They're not buying these stories. Like, nah.
No, of course not. Of course not. It's always fun to go into one though. Like I say, I don't know what the video is before. I watch it with you guys. It's very seldom I know what the video is about beforehand.
Where did the idea of black holes and singularities in a jungle come into mind? I don't know.
Well, exactly. Why?
Because planet.
Because blunder.
To think that what everyone saw on February 5th, 1923 was simply the aftermath of a successful evacuation of the town, and that these citizens went somewhere else to live long, happy lives. Now, the last town we're going to talk about today is known as Ashley in Kansas. As the story goes, Ashley was a small farming town of no...
Ashley was a small farming town. Well, I didn't know it was got right. So it's got like 6 minutes left. So I suppose we can get a wee story in there. Yeah, let's hear about Ashley, buddy. Let's hear about Ashley.
No more than 700 people. If this wasn't a town where everybody knew everybody, then I don't know what was. But on August 16th, 1952, it was hit by an earthquake that registered a whopping 7.9 on the Richter scale. Since the community was so tiny, word about the devastation that the town faced took a long time to reach anywhere else in the state. And by the time help arrived, well, it was too late.
What's the difference? Cavemen, gorillas, we all descend from the same bloody little single-cell organism, don't we? So,
of course.
The same thing. It's all the same thing, Barbara, you know? What's the difference?
Well, I think she said too much drugs.
Yeah, she did say that afterwards as well. Yeah. I was talking about the caveman thing, but yeah, too much drugs. Does it? It's
so easy a caveman could write the story.
What caused the earthquake is what it should be asking. Yeah, absolutely.
That's a good one.
Absolutely.
Now, here's where it gets really wild. Rescuers arrived to find the area around Ashley completely devoid of any signs of life. There were no people, pets, or even wildlife. Things only got worse when they entered town. As the story goes, the center of Ashley had been reduced to a smoking, flaming pit, measuring 500 yards wide and 1,000 yards long. Around the edge of this fissure, rescuers tried to find survivors, but as in every other story, there was no one to be found. After 12 days, the search was called off. The assumption was that anyone who hadn't fallen into the depths of the earth had left town a long time ago. When a second rescue party reached Ashley later, they were amazed to find the pit at the center of town completely resealed. The going theory was that aftershocks from the initial earthquake had forced the fissure closed.
You said something, right?
Yeah, it's like that doesn't make any sense.
No, of course not.
The fish, it wouldn't have closed up that fast. And listen to the excuse, like the aftershock closed the hole up.
Yeah, the aftershock closed the hole up.
Like, they
just fixed it back. The shock just pushed it back together and sealed it off there. It didn't take it further apart. It didn't split it further. It just perfectly glued it back together. The fissures were welded back together. Glued back together.
Like nothing happened, dude. It was gone. It wasn't
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Things just repair themselves.
Yeah. But no.
No such thing as entropy, you know.
Oh, no.
Now, researcher and writer Brent Swanser had this to say about what happened next.
Taking things deeper into the bizarre, further investigation would supposedly turn up a variety of strange phenomena that had plagued the area before everyone had seemingly disappeared. Allegedly, on August 8, there was a report coming from a local by the name of Gabriel Jonathan, who claimed that he had seen a small black opening in the sky.
Oh, did he now?
And not long after that, police would deluged with calls reporting the same exact thing.
Oh.
The following morning, a police officer from the nearby...
Oh, well, the police confirmed it, and they seen it as well. It must be true.
Absolutely.
There was a black opening in the sky. In a dark sky, nonetheless, there was a dark opening.
How do you see that?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, they don't think about these things.
I don't know. They weren't writing the story good enough, were they?
Yeah, that's right.
This is how it goes, guys.
Of course.
By town of Hayes by the name of Alan Mace was sent in to investigate, after which he would radio in to claim that he had been headed down the only road towards Ashley, but had somehow found himself back into town of Hayes. Despite the fact that he had not turned around, he had apparently been rerouted by some mysterious force.
According to the story, and look, folks, I'm not saying that I believe this, other officers dispatched to the area reported the exact same thing happened to them. And there were other claims too. In the days before the quake,
all stories, anything anecdotal is trustworthy. Coppers are trustworthy, of course.
Oh, for sure.
Always trustworthy. They wouldn't do anything wrong. Coppers, they don't. They're not corrupt. They don't plant drugs on people. They don't do things like that. They don't kill with people. They don't do things
Especially
like that.
when there's money involved with it. No, they're clean.
Oh, of course. They don't take drugs. They don't sell drugs. No, they don't bribe people. What are you talking about? You're mad. Where'd you get that crap from?
I got a little story for you right quick. We used to have this little place up in Charlotte, North Carolina, called Asheville, and we go get our weed up there because they had the best stuff. So we stand on the corner, we roll a joint up, smoke it before we leave town. But what would happen every once in a while, the cops would catch us. They do their beats, and instead of like taking us to jail, they would just literally take our weed away from us. Yeah, and they walk off smoking it.
Of course they would. Of course they would.
What are you gonna do about it, though?
No, you can't do nothing. You can't do nothing, man. You can't touch them. Can't touch them.
That's just a taste,
Exactly.
The skies turned black at midday. Strange red and orange flames shot through the clouds above town. People vanished.
It was midday. That's why they could see the black in the sky. That makes sense.
Oh, okay. Now it all makes sense.
I was thinking it was dark, so they couldn't see it. So how did they know? But now I know it was daylight and they could see the dark opening in the sky. I understand now,
So these are documented things like all the time. It just happens out of nowhere, like poof.
Of course. And all the coppers seen it as well, so it's really true.
Absolutely.
Without a trace, citizens claimed visitations and full-blown conversations with their deceased loved ones. In one terrifying example, a woman by the name of Phoebe Danielski claimed that her daughter said she had talked to her father, who had been dead and in the ground for 3 years at that point. Phoebe's daughter...
She didn't talk to her father then, did she? She spoke to him. It was a demon, if true at all.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Kept making references to trying to go outside to join them. It's a truly disturbing story, but like everything we've talked about today, remains wholly inconclusive. Summarizing the story of Ashley, Kansas, Brent wrote this.
It certainly does not help that no such record of such a large earthquake can be found anywhere in the history of the state of Kansas, nor any news stories on the matter in Hayes newspaper archives. But when has this ever stopped a good conspiracy theory? There are those who maintain that the event was merely covered up, and that this is why it does not appear in public records. But there is no way to really know if the town of Ashley, Kansas really did vanish or not, or if it even ever existed at all, and it remains a creepy yet unverified, almost certainly fictional story that is nevertheless just believable enough to create an air of believability, and has thus generated a fair bit of discussion.
So, what do you think?
Barbara says the chilling. I don't know what we'll do for laughs in the Eternal Kingdom without idiots to give us something to laugh about. I may have to get...
That's a good one. Dorian was right. You got to ask to verify the earthquake, too. That was the first thing.
Absolutely. He said that. Was a good one.
He's on
if earthquake, then what caused it? But if there was one at all,
Yeah. And now we're back to the question if the town even existed to start with. Holy crap.
Exactly. Oh, well, we've got...
Can entire towns just vanish overnight? If so, why aren't there any records? Is it because we've slipped into an alternate dimension, or because of a government cover-up? I mean, I want to know what you think. And because all of you watching this episode have reached this far, I want you to comment below, won't you take me to Funky Town?
So I'm saying things like that. Won't you take me to Funky Town? Won't you take me to Funky Town? Yeah, things like that. Even that. We know like things can be hidden.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But this one, no. This one, not true. But that's what I'm saying. We hear about these things, and to them, hearing of a town being hidden is big news. It's like, wow, how can you hide a town?
Well, does Funky Town exist, and where is it?
Yeah,
He wasn't sucked up into a hole in the air.
Funk it down.
All right.
So that way, I know who made.
And I talk about it, talk about it, talk about it, talk about it. Talk about moving. Shut up, PJ.
It to the end of the video and who didn't. And if you want to see more content just like this, where we dive into strange cases of the mysterious and supernatural, then what are you waiting for? Smack that like and subscribe button right now. Do it. I dare you. For more content just like.
Done. Done did.
What
that
happened?
was fun, at least. That was
Oh,
fun,
yeah.
at least. It wasn't true, but it was fun. Like I said.
Where did you find that video?
I don't know. It came across my feed. I just thought it sounded interesting. No, give it a try. Like I said, I hit or miss. I don't care. I'd rather not sit and watch it on my own, and then we'll have to watch it again while I'm watching it with you. I mean, some things I might have to do that for, depending if it's a project or something. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
You're back. Oh right, okay. I was from Ella. Okay.
It just reminds me of a song I used to listen to when I was a kid. It's by In Living Color. It's
what's that?
Children.
What's that? What's this you got up here? Is that lyrics of some sort?
From a song?
Oh no,
that's a quote from Thomas Jefferson.
Oh, like that. No. Oh, okay, got you.
No. Living Color was the band I was talking about. They had a song called "Children of Concrete and Steel." It's everything is possible, but nothing is real.
Right.
And in the video, the question is why do they engineer things like this? It's easy to, yeah.
No, sorry. I thought you'd finished. The Specials, Ghost Town. Yeah, Specials, brilliant, man.
More videos like that.
Heading for a ghost town. They're from where I live. They're from this town. Yeah.
The Specials.
I live in Coventry. They're from Coventry. You see them in the Diver Festival and stuff like that. So yes, they're from this. I'm saying this town, this city. Coventry is a city, not a town.
I've seen them play over here before. I have.
They still play. They still do their thing, man. Still do their thing.
Will they do the ska thing, right?
Aye, ska. That's what it is. So like a cross between reggae
and rock. Yeah.
Rock, yeah, sort of thing, yeah. Pump, a bit of pop as well. A little punk pop. Punky pop. Yeah, anyways, let's so totally true story there for you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Learn from that. Let's get Mr. Super Sidewinder out. I think it's Mr. Soupy Sidewinder and 007 Richie with Heart. Let's do it.
Which Heart song? Oh, Hurt. Okay.
By Johnny Cash.
Well, it's originally by Trent Reznor.
Is it?
Yeah. It's a cover.
To see if I still feel. I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. The needle tears a hole, that unfamiliar sting. Try to kill it all away, but I remember everything. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end. You could have it all. My empire of dirt. I will let you down. I will someone else. Used to write you. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end. You could have it all. My empire of dirt. I will let you down. I will make you hurt. I could start again, million miles away. I would keep myself. I would find a way.
Excellent. Sorry, I was just typing that to Barbara.
That was well done. I put the
Okay.
original version of it in the chat. If you want to ever listen to it, you can.
Oh, excellent, excellent, cool. Yeah, Richie, man, didn't even know Richie could do that either at one point. You know what I mean? I was like, I'm trying to go. I see it in Mr. Super Sidewinder's channel, and I'm like, oh, Richie, no way, 007. I like, didn't know. So I went over, and I went over when he was live, while I was live, and he's sitting there playing the guitar when I went over. I was like, that's sad. I didn't hear it because obviously I was chatting to you guys. So yeah, I ended up getting seen some more and that. So that's cool. Talented people. Yeah, man.
Yeah, the guy who did that originally,
yeah,
David Bowie actually did an interview with them, and he said that he was afraid of Americans because of that guy.
Yeah,
yeah, Bowie. He's like
That's
Americans
awesome.
scare me. I'm like, why? I don't know, dude.
I was going to say to Barbara, I absolutely, when it comes to spiritual warfare, you have to be within demon's reach, you know, and so you are dealing with a demonic realm. Well, not just a spiritual realm, you know, and it's unavoidable, it's inevitable. In spiritual warfare, it's inevitable, and it does drain you, completely drains you. But that's what Holy Spirit's for. It's Holy Spirit's there to strengthen you. It's you always have to lean in Holy Spirit's strength. Always. Can't do it in your own strength, that's for sure. Tried doing it on my own before, it didn't work. Did not work. Anyway, guys, thanks for turning up. Brilliant. And Mr. Super Sidewinder, thanks again for the music. Richie, thanks for playing that song. It's fantastic. And again, it's always a pleasure spending time with you guys. It's, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. Thanks to the panel.
You're welcome.
Roger, I was going to say Michael, just because I see Michael in the middle.
And our beloved monster.
Hi, and the Cookie Monster. You still with us, Cookie Monster? Anyway, yeah.
Okay.
He's
Good
about
job.
Bless you guys. Nice one for being here. See yous in flats a bit later. And if I don't, I'll see you in the morning. In the morning. See you in the morning. Or I'll see you through window.
This reminds me, where's Vicky at? I see Vicky all night.
She's asleep. She's not here. She's 20 miles away, so she won't hear me. I'm not going away because she hasn't slept much lately, so she's had a bit of crap with that stupid idiot mate. I was like, I'm not a mate anymore from across the road. So she hasn't had much sleep in that, so I'm letting her sleep till midday. Which is like another hour and 3/4. Let's just see if she's texting me or anything. Nah, she's still asleep. I ain't got no WhatsApp off her, so she's still asleep. Bless you guys. Great show, kids. Nice one. Thanks you. Always love to get your approval, John. Always love to get your approval. It matters to me. It holds weight. When you say it holds weight, dude. So bless you, man. Good to see you. Good to see you all. And
Nice.
bye. Healer Sunset's free.
Free.
It's free. Indeed.
Indeed.
Bless you guys. Ta-da.